Why not?
Because the money would be in the bank, so we keep our other home, and then I just have
They
to.
were up.
That has to be my primary address before we sell that in the future, but right now,
Great.
I can make my primary address whatever I want.
Congrats, though, yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
So
I'm moving too, so.
So mine is calculated just for, it's like a savings account. I swear to God it is. It's like an investment account.
Right.
And I'm having fun. I love doing it.
Yeah.
I just love the way. But I would never do it like, unless I actually do it.
Well, you got the referral list.
I would never rent it either.
Wanted to be in the granite business.
How to fix it? You know, they did a great job.
David.
Yeah.
How are you? You're the vermin, by the way. You're the vermin.
That's why I make sure you know who I was.
No, it's nothing personal. We're going to talk about it. Hey, did your firm come out of Sanchez?
We have 4 new owners.
Are they still there?
Want some fun.
This will be fun. I'm serious. I mean no disrespect. You do your job. You do your job better than anyone in the freaking world.
It's just sometimes you're dealing with people.
I'm really serious when I tell you. You know I don't understand at all. But I like to. Oh, we're gonna have fun.
I hope so.
So,
Sanchez that works for the Home Insurance.
they freaking just name one. What do you mean? Do they?
No, my wife actually works for the HOA.
Oh,
In Home Insurance. We no longer represent the ranch.
what?
Yeah. No, they got somebody else. Yeah. Yeah, they
These
got
guys,
somebody else.
I mean, they
Yeah,
really
we've got
are.
about
They
2,000
really are.
associations across, yeah.
Oh, you're national.
We not yet.
These guys are the business. I mean, they are the ones.
Yeah, we have 16 attorneys, represent about 2,000 associations across the state. Most of my work is west of 470. I go through the hills. I started going with them.
You know, if the truth be known, when I was developing subdivisions, especially in Florida, you know, it's very difficult. It is difficult. And everyone wants to sue. Everyone. And not the HOA, taking the sue to developers. Not that point,
Yeah.
turning it over, but it's the most difficult thing in the world because if you don't get the right to use you can try to get they have a public hearing.
Tell you what, it's a
And all
cold
of-
May.
Instead of forming an HOA and moving about
So I can
their
get you
freaking
there,
business,
Jordan.
they started dredging up what the developers did wrong. I'm telling you, there's so many developer lawsuits here. Oh my God, everywhere you look.
Yeah. No, there are. And, you know, looking at it, the one mistake I think done by Norland is Norland. I was almost assured we had someone come and they said,
You become even if you don't do it, like normal shit.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. You say you're in, and then you dedicate the roads to yours, right? Then if the city doesn't get to it,
that's what they
they
say.
blame you that you built it, but they're now the city, so they don't understand.
Like to one of those seagulls, you know.
I know. I mean, my wife,
Okay, guys.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK is the phone number. 303-713-8255. Oh my goodness, when I tell you, this is probably the most uncomfortable show I've ever done in my life. You'll find out why. Uncomfortable. Oh my. No, I'm not talking about anal surgery. I'm talking about another kind of uncomfortable. I'm your troubleshooter, consumer advocate. I fight for you. I solve problems, answer questions, and take complaints as I've been doing nearly 40 years. Today, an interesting show, and I say the most uncomfortable probably I've ever had. Because yep, you'll figure it out. Okay, listen. This show is about solving problems, and that's what we're going to do. 303-713-TALK. It's also brought to you by Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. I have never, and this is true, in any industry, I've never seen anyone work so hard. You know, people think you hire a real estate guy to buy or sell real estate, and they just come and collect a commission. If that's your impression of a real estate person, that means that real estate person has not created value, has not done any work, and probably just a listing person who put up a sign, let someone else do all the work, or they just found you a place and let everyone else do the work. Frank Duran is a weirdo. I'm just you were afraid of this guest. You were afraid to have them in the studio. You did not want to subject them to me.
I'm a little nervous.
And Mark, how did you feel about our guest? I've had choice words for this law firm.
I like Joe.
Oh, no, not Joe Keano. Joe's here. Become the banker. Now, let's talk about the other guests. Become the banker. Of course, he's here from time to time to promote his seminars about overfunding life insurance and do tax-free savings. Listen, man. Okay, those are the worst stories we hear. Then there's the other side of the story. What about the homeowner who erects a giant flagpole with a big flag or an antenna, and he says, screw everybody, I don't care what you do to me. So anyway, here's the deal. I've always said if you fight the homeowners association, you're fighting with your own money. Because if legal fees get too much, they just assess everyone. So there's no one person hurting in a lawsuit except you, because you have to pay your own attorney plus any assessments from the HOA. And HOA, if you have hundreds of members, you really don't mind the store. You really don't. I mean, very seldom do people care because there are so many members to aggregate the costs. And that's how I feel some of these law firms can rape and pillage these subdivisions, because there's no one person hurting. If I get a legal bill for $6,000, I say, whoa, what did you do? But if a subdivision is billed, there's so many people contributing, you may not hurt. Now, I'm not insinuating, by the way, that this law firm phonies up bills. Not at all. I don't think they phony up bills. I'm just saying it can be expensive, especially litigation. But whenever people fight a homeowners association, I counted on our records 9 out of 10 times, or sometimes, I don't know, maybe more, we run up against this law firm. And I figured, okay, you know what, this law firm, they are, I call them vermin, you know, and varmints, right? But not really. Not really. I like varmints. So let's talk about this law firm. Altitude Community Law. It used to be, I believe, Hyman Sanchez and so on and so forth. Name. And David was willing to come. We made him go through a metal detector, and it was screened heavily. David, welcome to the show. Seriously, welcome. You guys represent, but you're no small potato. You represent, like, did you say 2,000 HOAs? 2,000. Oh my goodness, 2,000 HOAs. Now, if you want to know anything about HOAs, who could you ask other than these guys? I mean, these guys know both sides. They know what they fight. They know what they defend. They can't talk about any ongoing cases, but I'm sure you can give advice. And in fact, I don't think you wouldn't love anything more than homeowners doing what's right. I mean, really, I know that you get paid for litigation and stuff, but you can make quite a handsome dollar keeping people out of court too.
We prefer it.
Yeah.
The firm philosophy is to keep associations out of court because of what you said. It benefits nobody.
If you take all 2,000 of those places, what is the #1 fine
Issue?
you guys give
Or-
out?
oh, the
for like
fine?
an old car, a couch in the front yard, the wrong color paint. What's the numero uno?
I would say, I'm just going to take a guess, and you take a guess.
Late fees.
Yeah, my guess is not paying the actual fee.
Yeah.
Is that what you agree?
Well, yeah, but throw that one out
Anyway.
if that is #1.
Is that #1 first, not paying?
#1 is the most common of not paying your assessment.
Okay.
Correct.
What's the next?
It depends on what we're talking about. It can go anywhere from, your point of covenant violations.
Yeah.
Dogs.
Yeah.
Parking,
So in general, covenant violations.
Covenant violations.
Okay.
However, I particularly work in the transactional department, which is all corporate governance. We do everything that the association has to do to keep them compliant with state law, to advise them to make sure that they are following state law, they know what they're doing, and then...
Is that my computer? I'm sorry. Did I leave that there? I'm sorry. I just noticed it because I have to... Okay,
he was
go ahead.
trying to snag it.
No, go ahead.
Tom, I don't want your computer.
No, go ahead. No, seriously.
Seriously. And then, there's, because of the way the legislature treats associations now, they are small, closely held nonprofit corporations, and they must act that way.
But for the most part, though, if an HOA says something, it goes. Would you say, I mean, I think so. Mostly, do you defend the HOA, or are they plaintiffs going after others most of the time, in general?
In general, well, my firm does both.
I know,
But we have,
in
general, we have a covenant enforcement department that
mostly you go after
covenants.
people. And there's nothing wrong with saying it. You go after people.
We do.
Did you guys lobby for that super lien?
The firm did. But remember, the super lien was part of the overall plan.
Explain
the Colorado
what is
Common Interest Ownership Act.
Explain
And what the super lien is.
Explain it.
It is association assessments are superior in time to all liens on the property
Except taxes, right?
Taxes, and first mortgagees except to the tune of 6 months. So the association.
What does that mean in English then? What does that mean?
What it means in English is that the association, in the event of a foreclosure, an owner stops paying assessments, either the first mortgagee or the deed of trust is foreclosed upon, the association is guaranteed 6 months common expense assessments. That's it. That's all they are assured. So when somebody goes defaults, the association could be left with a non-paying unit for an extended period of time. In 2008, 2009, some of those units were not paying assessments for 18, 19, 20 months. And that has a serious hit on the association's budget because that unit still has to be insured. That unit still has to receive maintenance. The unit still has certain amenities going to it that can't be stopped.
All right, so this is great that we have you in here, seriously, because, you know, that's what you do. You represent HOAs, and we will never have a better authority. So we have an HOA issue from Ken. Ken, go ahead. What's going on?
Yeah, Tom.
What's happening with you?
Well, I've got an HOA that has been...
And please, just for legal reasons, I don't want you to mention the HOA, or and if you have a court case, a legal case, and these guys are actually involved, we don't want to know about it. Okay, so go ahead, because really, because we can't discuss it. Go ahead.
Yeah, no court case yet, and I didn't want to mention their name yet either.
Okay.
Because they've been a fairly benevolent dictatorship for the last 20 years.
All right, well, what's the problem now?
They want to start a collective trash service.
The name of the firm now is Altitude Community Law. Are you a partner there?
Managing partner and one.
Okay. Now, in order to amend or to change something already in existence, it's a little higher than just get together and say, let's do it, right? I mean, if I fall under a certain set of circumstances and I didn't have to take the trash, what does it take to amend?
The CC&Rs, conditions, covenants, and restrictions, those are all the same master deed.
Yeah, and if it's not there, it seems unfair to me that I moved there and all of a sudden it's there with just a board voting. It's more than that.
It is more than that. It would have to be an amendment to the declaration, which requires 67% generally. Sometimes it's lower.
I've heard 75, but okay. I believe you. You're the guy.
It's the Colorado Common Interest Ownership Act reduced it.
Ours is actually 50%.
Okay, so yours could be 50% because again,
that's the crux of my problem.
And another problem with
remember, it's 50% of all owners.
Yes.
Not just those voting at a meeting, but all owners.
So 50% of all owners, that's a big standard. So, but here, Ken, in a nutshell, if they want to do it and they get the votes, they can do it. I mean, that's it. But hold on. If you have a question, we'd love to answer it and love to talk. I'm Tom Martino.
Before you hit breaks, I sometimes do some live commercials. So when I raise my hand, that means we're on.
People are so stupid.
What's that?
Oh, if you don't have common trash pickups, I've seen this. Trash cans are
I love
every
common
day
trash.
of the week.
It would suck.
I like this guy.
Most things community property does. I mean, it's usually fairly cheap too. I want a good association.
Jumping around.
You need a good association.
Yeah, I think yes, you're right. I agree. I got good ones. You know, and
Mike, you know Mike Bailey then?
I do know Mike Bailey very well.
And you know Jerry Flynn?
I do know Jerry Flynn.
20 seconds, I go live.
Yeah, my wife is actually, in compliance, right?
Life is full of hard choices. Wearing a seatbelt is one of them. Buckling up means protecting yourself and others in the car. Everyone Everyone has a reason to buckle up. Find yours. Click it.
You know, there's a big article in the New York Times about stem cell therapy and how, you know, it's largely an untested field by the FDA and hands-off field. Thankfully, Centeno Schultz, by the way, they're featured in that article. Now, Dr. Chris Centeno is truly the one who started clinical stem cell treatment. He is the one I know and trust for stem cell therapy, living stem cell therapy. Now listen, even genuine stem cell therapy has its limitations. But what I love about Centeno Schultz is they'll tell you that straight up. Here's what it does, here's what it doesn't do. They're the only ones that truly give an honest assessment of your situation. And by the way, the only ones that have alternative treatments. Everyone else is a one-shot. That's it, one stop. If you don't get stem cells, you don't get anything, so they push it. Centeno Schultz is the real deal. They're doctors, they're MDs. They will recommend what you need. Find out about their seminars, thestemcellexperts.com, thestemcellexperts.com, or call for an evaluation or more, 303-963-9201. Okay, thanks, guys. That's what I need.
No, thank you. Yeah, I don't know what the law firm's name is. When's a good law firm? Is that what it is?
He's when it comes to this law, nothing gets by them. They know all their enemies. They know everything.
Yeah, no, it's Highlands Range.
Now, is there a counterpart firm that represents homeowners that?
Oh, absolutely. We represent.
That are, you don't represent.
No, we represent associations that have come across.
But you must know some good attorneys then that
We know
represent.
some very good attorneys.
That represent. That you guys don't like see.
No, I prefer working with them.
You're right.
Because they know
No
what
anger.
it is. And
They
that's right.
quell the anger and get to the issue.
Yeah.
That's what somebody told me, that they really like
No, it's
good attorneys because they don't.
bad attorneys that just keep pushing the issue.
And it's to a ridiculous point of ridiculousness.
You know, Brent, what I love is that Ideal Home Loans is
Like if Mark was an attorney for the other side. Are you telling me, right, Dan, that's how they are. Are you telling me that never, like on the planet Mars, for example,
You would be the white
you
Johnny
admit
Cochran.
that you've never been to Mars.
White Johnny Cochran, right there.
See, Your Honor?
Ideal Home Loan, 303-867-7.
Mars, let's talk about Mars. See, changing the subject, gaslighting. Your face is my case.
Discover does student.
Looks like a goblin.
Your face looks like a ketchup.
We're going to sue Big Tobacco.
I can earn cash rewards if I get good grades.
Really?
Yeah. We still have time to apply and get a great rate.
I'll tell you one thing, though. You might be a high-profile attorney, but I'll tell you this. This man here...
Oh, no! No, Suzanne, they're doing the shoot thing, please. Stop. They got to outlaw that.
It's not all
He can,
she did it.
He can honestly, and I am not kidding, not every time, but
I've never heard of miss.
6 or 7 out of 10 times. Oh, he's lost a few. Can tell you where you got your shoes. Although I didn't.
You got him wrong. I'm pretty sure the same dude.
Guess what?
Oh no!
He said,
I did it 35 years ago down there.
the first time they've ever been divorced.
I like it. Your retirement.
This day will go down.
This guy's good.
Did you go for it?
There's a whole new respect now. I got a whole new respect for this
No,
guy.
most of us I kept trying to walk and he kept trying to different kind of cowboy boots. Walking down Burger Street, he's like trying to. So I'll tell you where you got him. I'm like, dude, no, he's like, you got him on your feet. I'm like, you just killed your own show.
I told Jordan about it before he went there, and then we got there, we did it to him.
Of course, that's it.
So we had another guest that they kept on following until we got to $20.
We're just waiting at the airport for it.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. Listen, one thing I definitely want to do is I want to say that we have Altitude Community Law in here, but we also have Joe Chiano, Become the Banker, and they're taking away a lot of, in the IRS, a lot of benefits that we have, making the law simpler. They've never attacked life insurance. It's one of the few places. Okay, for tax-deferred savings, how many do we have? We have qualified plans like IRAs and all of that, right? Roth and, well, Roth isn't, right? No, Roth isn't. Yeah, that's tax-free
It is,
earnings.
it
Right,
is.
right. Just not a deduction going in. Okay, but what I'm saying is for tax-free growth, qualified plans.
School.
What do you mean?
Colleges, you can save for colleges tax-free,
No,
right?
no, I understand, but in that specific 529.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Yeah, so that's a qualified plan. Outside of qualified plans, is a life insurance policy the only tax-free savings, or are there other things?
No, it is the only.
Are you sure? Like, what about municipal? Not
How about HSA?
Don't some municipal bonds have tax-free?
Yeah, I'm talking about state and federal tax-free.
Okay.
That's life insurance. It's protected under the
And it's
Internal
never been
Revenue
screwed
Code.
with.
Well, they tried to do that in 1980.
And there's no income either requirement. If you make $1 million a year, you can still do it.
It's been approved by the IRS
All right.
under Section 7702, Tom.
Okay, I just wanted to
Only
mention
tax-free.
that as things filter out, there's getting few and few tax-free savings. Okay,
Exactly.
and technically it's tax-deferred because you're supposed to pay on the way out, except the way they do it. They structure it as long-term loans, and then the policy pays it off. Let's go to the phones. Ken. Okay, Ken, you have some questions for our HOA attorney, which is David Furman from Altitude Community Law. Go ahead.
Okay. The one thing is they want to change the covenant, so they need 50% of the thing.
Okay.
But they want to be able to walk.
And they
around
want to change it for the trash pickup, right?
Right.
Okay.
They'll be able to collect dues for the trash pickup.
Yeah.
But they want to be able to walk around and collect the ballots for the election, and I think that's wrong.
Well, what does the agreement say about that?
That part I don't know, but they've never conducted elections like that before. It's always been mail in.
And you think they want to walk around so they can talk you into a yes vote?
Right, cheerlead one last time,
What's wrong with that, though?
I don't know what's wrong with it. Unless a blind ballot that you drop in a box is way different than someone coming by and saying, "So, do you have your vote? Oh, I see you voted no. Did you understand?" I mean, is it like that, or can you put it in an envelope? I mean, what is it?
That I don't know, but it's like on election day for our government. You're not allowed to be within 1,000 feet during the election process and all that.
But all of this is spelled out in your covenants and or your bylaws, basically. And so, David, I mean, isn't that the ruling document?
Well, the declaration is the ruling document, along with the bylaws and the articles of incorporation.
Yeah.
But what they're trying to do sounds like a mail-out type ballot, and there is a very specific process in the Nonprofit Act, the Colorado Revised Nonprofit Act, which states how to do it. And it has a way to return ballots to the association. And can members of the board go door to door to make sure people have voted, to collect their ballot and bring it back in? Yes, they can. It's to make sure that they explain exactly what's going on to owners so they can make an informed decision.
And this guy could walk around every house and give his spiel.
He absolutely could.
Okay, well, yeah, that's what I was worried about. Wow, okay. I mean, I don't mind being fair. If they win, they win. But
why do you care anyway? I mean, as far as you said I want to. Yeah, you're like me. In a way, I actually want a strong HOA, but I just don't want to nitpick in one. I don't care about. That's one of the things I like would be that we all have the same trash because it's all the same day. We don't have to worry about trucks coming every other day, and I don't know what.
That's the excuse they gave.
But what do you care? What bothers you about it? I'm just curious.
I think it's the camel's nose in the tent. It just starts giving them more and more power.
All right.
And
I don't know what to do with that, bro. I don't know what to do with that. That to me, yeah.
I mean, I didn't mean to put you in a corner and say that you agreed with me, but it's like I agree with you. It's a fine edge between too much power and too little power. But
see, my problem with HOAs is not even the too much power. It's the wielding of power in an unfair way, like when they're not evenly enforced and stuff. I actually want strict covenants. What I don't want is this. I don't want, what's good for one isn't good for the other. And here's my biggest problem, okay? My biggest problem with HOAs, Ken, are proxies. See, people that are savvy can collect proxies. They can collect them, and they don't expire, or if they do, that's new. I know a woman, I give the story, who collected so many proxies, I swear to you, It was as if it was her personal residence. The manager would do whatever she wanted because she stacked the board. She literally ran everything. Have you ever heard of situations like that?
Oh, absolutely.
And I mean, she said, I want the carpet changed in the lobby. Now, they're supposed to go through a process, but it's understood it's going to be changed, and it was.
Correct. Unless an item is specifically reserved to the owners for approval or to vote on, the board gets to decide. And if you have an owner that is very active and goes out and collects sufficient proxies to control the board,
do you know what else she did? One of the first acts she did was that you're not allowed to get a list of owners because it was under privacy. And you're not allowed to send a mass email. There were certain things that made it almost impossible to get her out of power because you would have to contact owners saying, do you realize you gave up your proxy? Would you consider taking it back or at least distributing it to a wider number of people? You couldn't do it. So then you want to stand by the door and talk to owners. You can't. That's soliciting. She made it almost you can't contact the owners.
Well, and that's where a well-run association will know that owner lists must be given to owners requesting the same. That is part of the Colorado Common Interest Ownership Act.
Was this new? Is this new?
It's newer.
Okay.
Yes.
So if the people are afraid of her, the management, who tells them? Who tells the owners she can't stop you from doing this?
Well, that's where
she's had people fired.
I understand that, and that's where an individual
But can you
attorney,
imagine one woman, completely? As far as I know, she still does. She still runs.
See here, an individual owner could go get their own attorney and make life.
And look how difficult that would be, because she would be fighting.
Because she would be fighting herself.
Yeah, and so I'm just saying that that's what I don't like. Unfair associations.
It would almost be unfair if you couldn't vote by proxy, though.
303-713-TALK. Devin, you have me very, very curious here on this call. Tell me what's going on.
Okay. So I get one of those flash sale deals from Hotels.com.
Okay.
Where you have to respond that day, and it's 50% off. You say, awesome, I'm a deal grabber.
Did it say Hotels.com?
Yes. So it's definitely through Hotels.com, and one of the ones you can choose is called Apple Ferry Hotel. Well, I went ahead and booked that. And much to my chagrin, a couple of days later, when my girlfriend said, hey, call up and find if they have room service for when we're down there, I Googled them because there's no number with Hotels.com, and the number is in Texas.
Yeah.
So that's my first indicator.
Well, where were you supposed to be going?
I was supposed to be going to 1800 Arapahoe in Denver.
Oh, in Denver.
In Denver. We're in Greeley. And if you go down there, you find out that that's actually apartments at Denver Place. And the other side of the building is a Ritz-Carlton. So the only reason I know all this is that when I call Apple Ferry, they are in Texas, and I say, oh, I know if you have room service. They say, what's your name and what's your reservation? I go, you need that to tell me room service? Well, we're a virtual front desk. I say, cool.
Okay, so basically, was it real or not?
No.
Had you shown up that day, what would have happened?
They would have said, we've never heard of it before. And
if you showed up, you would have gotten nothing for your money.
Correct.
All right, hold on. Let's explore this. Hold on.
Another $500.
Devin, hold on. I mean, if there's an out-and-out scam going on right now, maybe we go bust him. Hold on.
I don't get it. What's he saying?
You go through Hotels.com, which is a
But there is no, I know, I use them all the time.
But there's no Apple Ferry Hotel.
Well, what is this?
See the number. 346 Texas number.
You're saying nothing is actually there.
Westbound I-70 remains slow to the elevated portion as well. Eastbound I-70 would stop and go.
Well, here, I'll just call their number right there. There's a phone number.
Yeah.
You're saying it's just
Texas number.
You're saying it's just non-existent.
Right, that's what he's saying. Colorado. That's what he said. When I looked down there, I didn't find it.
20 seconds, buy and build short. Hours are low.
Buy and build short.
Right now, light rain and 38.
Buy and build short.
6:30,
K-How.
Indeed, used by over 3 million businesses for hiring, where business owners and HR professionals can post job openings with screener questions, then sort, review, and communicate
Okay,
with candidates.
buy and build, turning the mic on. Buy and build. You know how I love buy and build. I joke that I want my ashes spread there upon my demise. I love the place. They're closing, but they're opening again. No, now the day of interruption. They're going to be buy and build kitchen and bath. Even better deals. And right now, great deals as they move from 4800 Washington Street, buyandbuild.net. Find out cabinets, granite, sinks, faucets, lighting fixtures, plumbing fixtures, 303-295-6022, and pennies on the dollar for beautiful cabinets.
I just have a hard time believing this.
Are you saying?
I'm saying.
It doesn't matter. I think I can do it, yeah.
You got another one now?
Huh? I got one coming up.
Tile, stone, laminate, and vinyl. Carpet Mill Outlet stores have the lowest prices guaranteed with a wide range of products in every style and color. 11 locations, but the sale is for one day only, this Saturday. Find out more at carpetmilloutletstores.com.
Let's talk about John Fuller, Fuller Law. If you're in a car accident, listen, you hear so many people advertise, call me, call me, call me. Here's the deal. If you call John Fuller, who I know and I approve and I endorse, you'll get free legal advice and information for you to make a choice. If you need an attorney, he'll be the first to tell you. If he doesn't or can't represent you at the very best for some reason, which I couldn't even think of why, but he'll let you know. He knows what he can do and how he can do it, and he only collects if he collects for you. 303-597-4500, personalinjuryco.com.
Yeah, I'm sitting, yeah, can you hear me? I'm in front, I can't find your hotel, the Apple Theory on 19th Street. I'm sitting right here at 1880 Arapahoe. Where is it? Where's the front door? How do I get in? My name is Smith, but what's that got to do with anything? Where is the hotel?
I'm meeting a friend.
I'm meeting someone here. Arapahoe. No, I'm at 1880 Arapahoe Street in Denver. It says, when I Google the Apple Theory Hotel, it says right here. I don't see it. Where is it? So there's no hotel there?
I saw you on hotel.
What's the address of it? This sounds really fishy to me. What's going on over there? What kind of things are you up to? I don't have a reservation. I'm meeting someone there for coffee.
You piece of shit.
Yes. What is the address? Give me the address over there. What is it?
And if they want the name of the guest home, you can't. She's a lady of the
1210 21st Street. Where? Denver? Excellent.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. 21st in Lawrence. Why does it say something else on Google? Why? Why?
Okay, now look on Google.
Oh, it's luxury apartments.
Lady of the evening, you mean?
You got it. Thanks.
Is it legit, you think?
I have no idea. Well, here's 1210. Ah,
what
looks like that homeless place.
Dog, it is! Did he give you a bogus address?
I think so.
That is a full month.
Is that where they all hang out down by Chorus?
Oh, Lord. Yeah. So this guy's totally right. I mean,
Okay, so what's the name of the place?
The Apple Theory on 19th is the actual name of the hotel. Supposedly the name of the hotel.
For honoring my brother's wishes.
But they're saying it's luxury apartments.
Apple Theory Hotel in Denver. What's wrong with this? It's right here.
Yeah, look, there's no website, there's nothing.
Yeah, there is. Right here.
Or any of our local
No, there's
I don't know why you're causing trouble.
Yeah, why are you causing trouble?
I see it right here. Book a room.
Yeah, go ahead and look.
Call up the hotel. Did you call 3469?
Yes.
It's a legitimate business.
All right. There's a mystery afoot, as my friend would say. Sherlock home.
What does that mean, a foot? Why a foot?
You know, right near you, right? A mystery right here.
So it's 1 foot from you?
No, it's right here. It's a foot. Oh, Jesus. Hey, here's the deal. It's British. I don't know. But here's the deal. Apple Theory Hotel, downtown Denver, reservations.com. Also, they have their own little number you call, and it says as easy as this, 1880 Arapahoe Street, not Arapahoe Road. I don't know. Let's talk to this guy. David. Or Davin, I'm sorry. Davin, now you went to 1880 Arapahoe Street.
Correct.
And there's nothing there.
There is apartments at Denver Place.
Yeah, they're luxury apartments. That's what they said it was, and they're renting out luxury apartments.
But they're not renting out luxury apartments because when you actually... Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, if you show up, when is your reservation?
Well, my reservation was Friday, but luckily I found out about this before we headed down because when I called and got their fake number, I called Hotels.com and said, this is all fake, and they gave me what they considered the real number. Well, that is apartments at Denver Place. One person has never heard of Apple Theory, and the next person has heard of them and said, yeah, they're running a scam through a building, but there's nothing we can do about it.
Okay, give me that number of the person who said that. I want Mark to check. Mark just called as if he was a guest meeting a lady of the evening there, and they well, we had to do that so we wouldn't give out a name, but anyway, he just said, I'll come meeting somebody, you know, and they said, what did they say, Mark? You tell us. You did it.
Yeah, it sounded like total phony baloney, man.
You were saying, where is it? I'm out on the street. I can't find it. What's the exact address?
She gave us a brand new address of 1210 21st Street, Denver, and she said they're luxury apartments. So when you Google that, it looks like where all the homeless hang out down by Coors Field.
So listen, you were charged how much?
$157.
Where were you charged?
Did Hotels.com give it back to you?
Hotels.com charged me, and no, they refused to give it back to me.
What?
And that's correct.
Well,
and
you know, hold on.
I told them that it was a scam, and they said, we don't care.
Oh, well, no, they didn't say we don't care.
I think it's a scam that they're not telling you it's an apartment, but I don't know if that would be an outright scam. I think this guy's saying it's not existent, right?
Correct.
Devin, how do you know it's not someone who gave a name to their apartment seriously and they're renting it out? Really?
I don't. However, let me tell you the punchline.
Then you can't just call it a scam. Go ahead.
Well, but here's the punchline. That the day before you show up or the day of, they ask you for another $500 by text. And I went ahead and Yelped this to find out. They've run this on several other people. You give them $500 and then they never give that back. You don't get a room and you don't get your money back for the room.
Okay, I got reviews on this hotel. Wonderful place. No, just kidding. We got 1- and 2-star reviews, but I want to read the reviews, man. Mark, can you write? Look, we got to investigate this, really. I mean, I don't think the person there is doing it. Where did that money go? Hotel. Okay, specialty.
I have booked a ton of trips.
Oh wait, one just said terrible, meaning it does exist, right? If they say terrible.
No. I think it's misleading, but I find it very hard to believe
Look,
it is non-existent.
here's even a photograph, man. Here's even a photograph. Apple Theory.
A photograph of the actual.
Yeah, but anybody can.
Not Apple Theory.
Yeah, anybody can do that.
I went down there myself. Yeah.
Is that the green, the turquoise trim on a gray building? Look.
Let me. Basically, it says apartments at Denver Place.
Mark, 1220. Here it is. 1220 21st Street. Here it is. We need to go there. We need to go there.
1210.
It's 1220 on here.
Well, I'm just telling you, it's 1210. She told me 1210.
Okay, here's what I'm saying. I want someone to go by 1210 or 1220 Arapahoe Street.
They probably.
Excuse me. I'm sorry, 21st Street. I want somebody to go by. I want to look at it. I want somebody to look at it. I wonder.
Also look at 1800 Arapahoe because that's what they're claiming it really is.
Well, not really. When Mark just called and they switched him here. Okay,
wow,
has anyone ever heard of Apple Theory Hotel in downtown Denver? Anyone within the reach of my voice? And those listening to podcasts later on, we're live on YouTube, live on Facebook, live on, of course, not live, but on podcast, streamed all over the place. So you can email us, help@troubleshooter.com after the fact, and we'll keep this open, this investigation. But this is really weird. Apple Theory But you'll easily get your money back from your credit card. You just say it's a scam. And Hotels.com.
Thankfully, I did that. Yes.
But what did Hotels.com really say? They didn't say we don't care. What did they say?
Okay. They really said, well, we have a phone number for them, and that just proves that they exist.
Oh,
sorry.
Okay, what number did you call for Hotels? Who did you call? Have somebody call Hotels.com. I want them to say that we have a phone number. That's all that matters. Come on.
Well, that's what they said to me.
If we call them and say it does not exist, what were you looking at, Jordan? Just say it, Bear.
So yeah, it definitely looks like
his mic's not working. We don't know why. Okay, that mic's not working. Use the other one.
What did you say? No, it's definitely it looks like a condo. And all different vehicles, you know. Yeah, but they're talking about a condo. They're saying just specifically condo reviews and saying, you know, it's kind of awkward because there's actual renters that live there.
So Devin, if they're renting out their condo, calling it Apple Theory, I mean that is. As crazy as it sounds, it's not a scam. It's just
misleading.
Misleading. 303-713-TALK. We have a lot going on here, okay? So let's keep going. Derek, your turn. What's going on, Derek? Devin, we will look into it, I promise, okay? Leave your name and number with Suzanne. Derek, what's happening?
Hey, Tom. Thanks for the call.
What's happening with you?
Well, I was in a wreck on this weekend. And
what happened, man?
I was in a semi, and the lane merged to one, and I signaled over, you know, and I was already halfway over the line. And this car tried to cut in, you know, tried to shoot the gap.
They all do. They try to get ahead of you before you turn, right?
Oh, yeah. And they took off their mirror and scratched their side a bit.
Now, who got the ticket?
No one did.
So did they clip you or did you clip them?
Well, they hit me, but the cop at the scene said that, you know, since I was merging, I got to merge at my discretion. And then
why didn't they issue a ticket?
The cop said it was not really both of our faults, but he couldn't find really who was at the most fault.
Are you an owner? Are you an owner operator?
Yeah. And
so what is your question? If you're an owner operator, how does this affect you if you get a ticket?
Pretty badly. I mean, my insurance goes up through the roof, and so I was really glad that I didn't get a ticket, but I was worried because the cop was like, we exchanged information, and they were like, he can go after your insurance, you know, and I was like, well.
So how much is it going to cost to fix the car?
I don't know.
Well, you may have to, listen, man, you have to make an economic decision. And also, as you merge to a left lane, I've seen, were you going left or right?
I was merging into the lane that continued. So but I had plenty of room.
Okay, is that left or right?
Left.
Okay, if you're merging into the lane that continues because your lane was running out, it really is your responsibility. You know, I know cars speed up all the time trying to get around people, and especially semis. But it really is your responsibility to stop the merge. The only people that don't do that and will hit you on purpose are RTD buses. I mean, when they merge, they don't give a damn. They just merge. And who knows? But here's the deal. Here's the deal. What are you calling about? What can we do? Hold on. Give us some specifics, and we'll see what we can do.
This report is sponsored by Whispering Pines, Southeast Aurora's best kept.
Can he test that mic with that going on here?
The typical slow spots in the highway drive in the metro area, nothing out of the ordinary, really. Just wet conditions across the mile-high freeway system at this time. Still that stubborn stall out semi. Southbound I-25 for Park Avenue. Center lane remains blocked. Solid backups past I-70 at this time, so pack your patience there. The rest of the drive in fairly normal shape. Watch out for a bit of delay on westbound I-70 on the approach to the 270 interchange.
What do you mean,
weather forecast? Well, it's going to be rain showers throughout the rest of today with a high of 44. Tonight, a rain
That's not our mic, no.
A low around 33. 20 seconds. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30.
We don't have anything hooked up.
Join the grand opening of the Outlet Community Center and
Wait, we don't have anything hooked up? What about this mic?
Starting in the 400.
Where's our new mic?
Models and register to win a getaway to Devil Stump Ranch. Stop by.
I got you, brother. I'm turning on my mic.
PineCO.com.
Let's talk about Sheridan Auto Tech. I love Sheridan Auto Tech because you can rely on Kevin Calkin. I always joke that he's like a big huggable uncle. he's really a good guy. He has thousands of people who really, they really respect his honesty, the value they get, the experience, the knowledge, convenience. He has 2 locations, Colfax, just west of Wadsworth, Aurora, on Havana, just south of 6th Avenue. Sheridan Auto Tech, 303-455-7242, SheridanAutotech.com.
There's nothing. Tom, 25 seconds, Cracker Jack short. Cracker Jack short. Connect and do business across town or around the world. Zoom ties together all of your communication needs.
I don't know why they think it was our mic.
For video conferencing, phone calls, group chat, webinars, and your conference. Connect easily from anywhere. Your mobile phone, your laptop, or conference room. Zoom is helping.
Okay.
Get your free account.
Mic's going on. Here's a customer testimonial for Cracker Jack Mud Jacking. He was looking at spending $18,000 to replace this concrete and steps. Instead, he calls Cracker Jack, $1,500, gets it done in 2 hours. And this customer, Tom Martino, me, has never been happier. Yeah, it wasn't special pricing. We're talking a great service. 303-410-7787. Before you do anything, get a free estimate from crackerjackmudjacking.com.
And indeed, we believe a resume is.
We're asking about our New Mexico homeless lady living in storage units.
They're hiring
whatever.
Wait. What was that all about?
Daphne was going to do a background check.
Yeah. She's going to send. Remember, she's going to send a picture so you can see if she's a meth lady.
Oh, well, Daphne has. If Daphne has suspicions, she wanted. Oh yeah, I know what it was. She wanted no help except money. What does that tell you? No help. If you can't give me money, I want no help.
Is that wrong?
Always wanted to deal with them. There is a way to do that.
So we said, sorry, we're not.
Oh wait, does he send a picture? Does he send a picture?
Yeah, like the.
Did she have teeth?
Couldn't you tell? Were you here for the call? Couldn't you tell she was a fucking?
No, she wanted. Daphne had really serious reservations after talking to her because she kept saying, "I need." Tom said he's going to give me money. He's going to give me money. We said, "Well, we're going to try to get you blah 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 blah." And she goes, "No, I just need some money."
Seasonal incentives? Oh yeah.
I'm shocked you didn't get that off the call though.
Not right away. Not right away.
I'm just jaded by so many of these homeless people.
Yeah, well, I should be jaded more.
Yeah.
And I'm not.
Did you know people mistakenly believe that grass
Well, you've gotten soft.
Grass only uses what's provided. People waste water by giving grass more
You guys need to unplug everything and make sure your mic isn't our equipment.
It's not. It has nothing to do with our equipment.
She thought the mic went through these splitters and stuff. The mic's a direct connection.
Home with grass, part of our quality of life. Learn more by visiting the experts at the Rocky Mountain Sod Growers to keep your grass healthy. Go to sod-growers.com.
Here's a replacement.
The only thing I'll miss about that condo is the package delivery. And they log everything in and save it for you.
One, save $290 on Windows. Two,
Did you ever have an issue with an HOA?
and three,
No.
get an extra 3% cash.
I did years ago, but it was my own
no
fault.
interest for 3 years. Most window companies just can't offer
Most of the time is people
Only
just,
Renewal
they
by
have
Anderson
trench.
gives you
Yeah,
3
it's their
ways to
house.
save
I mean, I
money.
get it.
One,
That's right.
save
That's exactly right.
$290
They don't want to be told they can't do that.
No, but I don't want it, damn. I don't want my neighbors having their trash cans out for 5 days straight either. So
Right.
If you pay
That was
off
my
I don't want old junk. I don't want someone painting their house pink
no interest.
next to my house.
That was my first ticket I ever got. Was
the value of that house.
extra days. So they said, yeah.
I got warnings.
Yeah. Warning, not a ticket.
720
And that's the other thing. It is, again, every association is required to adopt this covenant enforcement policy. There are no less than 4 or 5 warnings going out for any owner before anything happens. And it's just, when they start ignoring it. I don't know, there's not a single association out there that's.
I've had a lot of times too. It's a renter.
It's a lot. Absolutely. Yeah. But what
No,
we
sorry,
do-
man. How are you doing?
Good, yourself?
what we
Good. Did you have a
preach-
nice weekend?
I did,
in
yeah.
covenant enforcement is,
Work
well, they give you cables.
Nope,
if you
these
get
are ours.
compliance.
93 are free. 303-562-0439. That's 303-562-0439.
Tommy does.
Okay.
He's got some cables that haven't been used for 110 years.
Okay, let's test this bad boy out when we get a minute.
Discover the fiduciary difference. Visit LightCertain.com.
Sorry about that, Jordan.
No, you're
Get it figured out for you guys.
It worked.
Can you hear it still? Feedback?
Martino now.
It's a wire.
On Denver's
ITO's just a wire. That's ours.
Hello, Tom Martino here. Welcome, 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. So if you're just tuning in, we were talking about a lot of things, but I want you to take note of Apple Theory Hotel. They're calling themselves a hotel, Apple Theory, downtown Denver. Although it says the Apple Theory, it doesn't really say hotel, but it shows up on hotels.com and other booking sites. And it looks like some guy owns a condo, or some gal, and they're renting it out. That's what it looks like, and all the reviews tend to do that. Now, we have a guy who went to the flash sale at hotels.com and bought a night or two from Greeley. He's from Greeley, and he didn't show up because he said it was a scam. Hotels.com says we're not giving the money back. But he did phone calls and found out it was tough to get a hold of somebody. But I said, what would have happened if you showed up there for your night? From all indications online, people were staying there. So I don't think, even though you don't like the idea, I don't think you can say it was a scam if they're offering you a night there. Derek is a commercial or CDL. He has a CDL license. I'm assuming he has a CDL. And he was in a car accident. He's in a semi, merging left because his lane was running out. A car tries to pass him, and he clips a car, or the car clips him. Police did not issue a ticket. He's an owner-operator. So I'm wondering, what are you calling about, Derek, so far? So far, I think, with no ticket, you have you have an even chance of nothing happening, but what do you think's going to happen?
Well, the main thing I was just worried about is if her insurance is going to come after me saying, oh, you need to pay for
of course.
our clients.
Yeah, of course they will. And she may go to a personal injury attorney. You never know. I mean,
she wasn't injured at all.
Well, no, hold on. Injuries. Now, I don't mean this of legit attorneys, but people can strangely have injuries.
Days later.
Yeah. Let's get right to it. Let's get right to it. Have you talked to this owner? She's going to reach out to your insurance no matter what. You know that. She's not. Was it her? Listen, what was her attitude? Was it her attitude that she did something wrong or that you did something wrong? What was her attitude?
Mostly that she was at fault because I was already pretty much in the lane.
She said that. She admitted that.
No.
That's what I'm saying, man. I am saying if she feels you're in the wrong, she's going to call your insurance company. Forget about her insurance company coming after you. You're going to pay in two ways. You're going to pay first by, her going to your insurance company, and second by your increased rates.
You could find out, though, it's a 50-50. That happens.
But if I didn't get a ticket, I mean, am I still...
No matter what, they're going to assess it against you. No matter what.
Because of the claim.
Even if she just calls and they don't pay it. I am telling you the cheapest thing you can do is fix the car. It sucks, but that's the cheapest thing you can do. Or go after her aggressively. But you didn't get any damages, did you?
No, and that's why, but I'm just confused. If I didn't get a ticket, then how am I at fault at all?
Derek, there are two things. Three things, really. You have motor vehicles, has one set of standards. You have crime, another set of standards. And then you have civil, totally different. You could be found that not to have a crime. You weren't drunk. You didn't do anything intentionally. It wasn't assault with a motor vehicle. You could be found not to have a DMV because it's too hazy and it was kind of both your fault, but she can still make a civil claim and win. It doesn't matter. People think that tickets are the determining factor, and they're not. There are cases where a good attorney goes in where their client got a ticket and still wins a personal injury.
Yeah.
Okay, so it doesn't follow logic. You're thinking logically. Don't. She is going to go after your insurance. Even if they don't pay, your rates will go up, probably 30%. So you have to decide what you want to do. Do you want to be proactive and stop her? That's what you have to decide. All right, so just hang on. Now, John, with your Excel bill, please hang in there, man, and we'll get right to you. Josh, the same thing. You have a rental complaint. If you hang there, I promise we'll get to you right after the break. And Delbert, you have a question we're going to get to you about RTD, especially. That's a weird one. We have more coming up, especially with becomethebanker.info and more.
How can you make as much as $1,000 in as little as 10 days?
Did Ross say he's still fish today, or? Yeah, I'm trying to pin him down to 130 because my parents are
Just gonna
coming.
have to scoop. I'm gonna look over here for a second.
Let's start flipping switches.
I'm sure they would love that of me.
I've kicked them before.
Is it still not working?
We didn't even get a chance to try.
No,
Why don't we swap mics and see if this mic works over here?
I've done that one time before.
No, it's not the mic.
Salary mortgage consultants today.
I doubt it, but it cannot.
No. It worked Friday. I think it's the intermittent IT comes in here. I mean,
I'd hate to think anybody spilled anything anywhere.
Nobody spills around here, Mark. Okay.
I just got this.
Sure, blame the attorney.
blame the attorney.
That's right. Hey, what do they call an attorney at the bottom of the ocean?
It's 10,000 attorneys at the bottom of the ocean, and it's a good start.
Damn it, he's all over the shoe thing. Now the whole attorney thing. Damn, this guy's good. This ain't Frank Azar. We got Azar twice in the same day on the shoe.
What
about that other shit?
Oh my goodness.
You don't got a USB hub anywhere stashed in the office, do you?
USB hub.
Yeah, like 1 into 4. I had one. I can't find it anywhere.
But I have a ton of them packed away.
Yeah, I know. I got like 14 of them
My
at
son's
home.
going down there, so I told him about it. So
That's right.
You should tell them the answer. They're not my shoes.
That's what I told him. This is how you get out of it.
Yeah.
You know, say, hey, they're not my shoes.
I thought New Orleans was so. I was there pre-Katrina too. I thought it was so dirty.
It is.
Trash, literally trash all over the place.
Oh, I'm sure.
I like the drive-through daiquiri things. Those were
That's all over Louisiana. That's not
the whole place.
Yeah.
And then we went to the house. I think it's called the House of Blues. That was cool.
Oh, no, it's cool, though. The architecture's cool.
Yeah,
It's just piece of rock.
Is there still
Bourbon Street, and like 4 streets away.
is there still a big casino there, like Harris or something?
What, is that like on a boat?
No.
No, they got it. It's kind of at the I guess the end of the main, not Bourbon Street, but the main like shopping strip.
We booked it through Hotwire. We showed up there that night, and they didn't have a room. Simply didn't have a room, so they gave us the penthouse. But there was it was only for the first night. But there was a caveat. They had another group in the penthouse, so they kind of like divided it. But then they bought us like a $200 or $300. They gave us like a $300 credit at the hotel.
You sure that's that?
Yeah.
No, it's like they sectioned off a room.
Yeah, and they're all kind of.
But it was a hard divider.
Oh, okay. As bad, so it's still kind of awkward. But
No, but it was weird. It's like we booked this like a year ago. They simply just had no room.
we get down there at least usually once.
I said, "What's the point of a reservation?" They said,
I know how to do reservations.
"No, you know how to take the reservation. You don't know how to keep the reservation." That's the hard part.
That's the most important thing.
Anybody can take reservations. I do want the insurance because I'm gonna bang up that car. Make sure you give me the best insurance because I'm gonna fuck up your car. You know that goes down.
And how did you not get covered?
He paid for it on the wrong credit card.
No.
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 Oh, is that when they drove it into the pool? No, that was the other. Do you remember the one where Jerry drove his car into a swimming pool, and he was on the news?
No. Isn't that where they drove a Cadillac into the Florida?
That was no. Jerry was going to meet a supermodel at the airport at the Diplomat Lounge. It's the one where Kramer's betting again.
Right.
And he's got to bring the bag from the son of Sam.
Right.
Well, Jerry, in the meantime, is driving from one airport to another because the plane, he gets kicked off the plane because the pilot doesn't like him. And it's the same one where Mr. Pitt is poisoned. He sees Jerry on the TV and goes, "That's the guy that gave me the medication. That's the pharmacist." And Elaine gets fired. And he drives the car because a woman won't tell him to turn because Jerry said, "No more, don't tell me anything. I can handle everything myself."
So why did the pilot not like her? Like him?
Because he freaked him out during the show.
But,
because the woman went and screamed at him. His age. Now they're going to get up and tell you. They're going to tell you in case of an emergency, Jerry, where the exits are. Don't get freaked out. I know. I've been on that before. Okay, now listen, Jerry. Don't think about it, but the pilot's going to be at the audience. Why do I care? And then he goes out there. That is a perfect example of someone fucking. And it would never bother me until someone brings it up. Now, what were you asking? Why
would insurance not cover them?
That was a different episode.
That was the episode with the reservation.
Yeah, with the reservation. Insurance didn't cover them.
Especially coming through the late 90s.
God, was someone else driving?
All the developments.
Who was driving?
I think George wasn't George driving.
Infill loans in their separate development.
And he wasn't covered under the insurance.
Association.
But wait, I used one of these credit cards. No, we don't think
for 300 in the community and ended up being 20, 30, 40.
Your credit card only.
We have many specific card associations who need their help. Sometimes they don't want to help, sometimes they do, but they want to control their budget.
You guys represent
No, we probably got a house.
We don't much true. We have a very friendly relationship with our escrow firms that sends all their covenant enforcement stuff. You get Belcher? They're much like HOA firms.
You know, Nate does a wonderful job on those phones. I don't think, with the exception of Suzanne, I don't think anybody does such a wonderful job on the phones. I mean, you've got Suzanne, and then second, Nate is the best I've ever seen on the phones. For sure. He runs circles around everybody.
Unless I get hot coffee.
I mean, he's good. Do you see how he's doing it there? He's top of it. He's got him lined up. He's communicating.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. This hour brought to you by someone right now, who's at my house. No, tomorrow they're at my house. One Clear Choice Garage Doors installing 2 new Sidewinders. Do you know what a Sidewinder is?
Yes, I do.
Do you have one?
I'm getting 2.
It's where it goes on the side, so you don't have to look at the stuff in the middle anymore. And since I wanted new ones anyway, I wanted to go with those. And it has battery backup, Wi-Fi, and everything. And I'm serious. I use everyone on my list. OneClearChoiceGarageDoors.com. Good people. They run a great business. And I started out with the free inspection they give. They do a free inspection, and then they did some work, and then you pay for the work, obviously, if there's anything needed. And then I decided to go with new ones, and they actually credited me some of the work toward the new package. So that all worked out. Listen, nothing that happens here is special. You get the same stuff. Same pricing, same everything. Great value, 303-565-6409. This whole show is about help, information, and referrals. And, you know, we have a lot of inquiries about HOAs. People have an HOA, they either love or hate, and or they you know, are going to court with the HOA, or the HOA is going to court with them. We have the #1 firm in Denver, and one of the top 5, and probably west of the Mississippi, and probably one of the top 10 or 20 in the entire country for HOAs. They represent 2,000 HOAs. I asked him, what's the most common thing last hour? We asked him, and he said covenant violations, really. Other than non-payment of dues, it would be various covenant violations. The other thing is people suing the HOA. Why do people sue HOAs? That's one thing I want to know. And then I'm going to get to all of your calls, I promise. What are some of the reasons they sue the HOA?
I think some of the reasons they sue the HOA are failure to enforce.
Yeah, that's right. Or uneven enforcement.
Uneven enforcement, but also failure to maintain. You didn't maintain the roof, and therefore it leaked in my unit.
Okay.
The other big one is I'm seeing a lot of is document inspection, and they want access to the documents, and Colorado has a very, very specific statute as to what has to be given. And
what does not have to be given?
Well, email addresses and
okay.
phone numbers do not have to be given. Also, any employment information, management, negotiations with the management company are exempted from disclosure.
Really?
The management contract is not, but the actual negotiation.
What's the most you ever stuck it to a homeowner for? How much? Like 20, 30, 40 grand?
Now this.
No, we're not going to go into that one because it's all litigation.
Right.
And
but you've done a lot of foreclosures on homes out there.
We have done some foreclosures. We have,
Did you ever kick an old lady out?
As a matter of fact, I bent over backwards to keep an old lady in.
Okay.
You did? Did you really?
Yes, I really did.
Now these are the guys that I always rail against. I really do, and specifically them because they always come up. But
he seems a lot nicer than you described.
Yeah, I know. John, what's going on with you, John? Let's get to your phone call, and then Josh, and then Delbert. Go ahead, John. What's happening?
Well, you helped us out last time with our rent.
What's going on with you?
The owners put a freeze on our rent, so it can't go up anymore.
Well, that's nice. Why'd they do that?
Because they had a one-on-one with the big manager, the district manager.
Okay. Okay.
And basically, we're living in poverty. I mean, we make only $1,200 a month.
Why is that?
Social Security and the VA hasn't done anything about my case.
How old are you?
I'm 55.
And are you disabled?
Yes, I am.
I think we've helped you before. Yeah, you said that.
Yes, yeah, you did. You helped us very much.
What's your new problem?
Well, I told you about robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Meaning to keep up with your monthly bills?
To keep up with the rent.
Yeah.
And that we're disabled, so we get a little break on our utilities.
Yeah.
But they didn't tell us when you got to recertify, because we didn't know we had to recertify.
What does that mean?
Every year we have to recertify so we can get that break on the utilities.
And what do you certify?
That we're disabled, that we have life-supporting equipment in the house and stuff like that.
Okay, so isn't that a simple matter of certifying yourselves to get that break again?
We didn't know, so we went all last year without paying electricity.
Well, hold on now.
And
when you get your certification, what does your electricity bill go to? 0?
No, we get a small percentage.
Well, tell me what your normal bill would be with certification.
Maybe about $30.
So why didn't you at least pay that?
Because we were taking everything to pay for the rent.
So it doesn't matter if you were certified or not. What I'm getting at is this. And listen, John, don't mistake this for a lack of sympathy or concern.
Yep.
But you can't kid a kidder, man. You just said you didn't pay any of your electric or utility bill because you weren't certified. So, it wouldn't have mattered. But it wouldn't have mattered. You said you couldn't even make the $30 a month. It wouldn't have mattered. You had no money. You said you were trying to pay your rent. So, had you certified and your bill was $30 a month, would you have paid that?
Yes.
You would have paid the $30 a month. Why didn't you then? Why did you let it go? Because you would have owed way less.
I was behind you. Okay.
John, listen, I'm not trying to give you a hard time. What you're saying is you forgot to recertify, and that lack of recertification jumped your bill from $30 up.
We didn't know that we had to recertify.
John, stop talking about certification. Let's talk numbers. The result of not certifying was that your bill went up above $30. Is that right?
I'm sorry, I'm pissing you off. So
you're not pissing me off, John. You're not pissing me off. If you want help, you're going to have to listen to me, because what I'm trying to do, believe it or not, is to keep you from going back into this. What I'm saying is this, is that you were on a certification program that gave you a break in utilities. Your bill was $30 a month. Is that right? He hung up? Good. All right. You know what? Here's the deal. What he was saying is he did not know he had to recertify. As a result, his bill went up beyond $30 a month. And I said, why didn't you pay $30 a month? He said he couldn't afford it. So what difference did it make? What difference? What good is certifying if you can't even pay the $30? What I'm trying to get at is a permanent solution. And if you're listening to me, John, you would know that because we helped you before. And we would help you again. But I'm not going to help you if you're stubborn and you don't listen. Because there is a way to deal with everything. But you have to deal with it. Josh, what's going on with you?
Hey, yeah, I live in the Belmar Villas in Lakewood.
Okay, what's going on with it?
We've been here for like 10, 11 years now.
Yeah.
And our rent has like doubled. And,
well, man, I mean, you're not the only one. Oh, God. I mean, rents are going up all over.
Yeah, it went from like 7, 8 to like, you know, 15, 1600.
You know, I feel for you. It sucks. It really does. And that's one good reason to own. It really is. Not only not only do you get to freeze your expense, but you get equity that grows. But again, that's a conversation for another time. But I'm hoping that you did not get behind, did you?
No. I'm not calling about the rent or anything.
Oh, what are you calling about?
Yeah, so that was like part of it. But,
no, I understand. Listen, you're not the only one, Josh. This is almost impossible for people to live on normal wages. Honest to God, this city is in the top, it's in the top 100, no, excuse me, the top 20, I believe, of the richest areas. But what comes with that is that everything is more expensive. So what's going on now? What can we help you with?
So, okay, we've been trying to get some stuff fixed. We have carports that have no lighting.
And you're figuring,
windows.
look, if we're paying all this, at least take care of stuff.
Exactly.
I mean, give me some really serious problems, not like, you know, tell me some stuff that, you know, is a definite violation, you think, of let's say, health or safety or habitability.
I mean, nothing like that. It's just I guess, quality control is non-existent here.
Give me an idea of the worst problem you have. Let's go right to it. What is the worst problem? And I don't mind if it's not big, but what's the worst problem to you?
The lighting around here, a neighbor of mine and mine, vehicles got broken into. There's no security around here for all the money we pay, and there's, you know, nothing getting done.
Well, what does management, what do they say about it?
They have to go to corporate, supposedly, and I guess they've been going to corporate for like 2 years now because nothing's been done yet.
I just want to ask our attorney today who represents HOAs, do you ever represent management companies?
We do not represent any management companies, only association side.
Okay, but when it comes to management companies, they can only do what owners allow them to do, right? I mean,
the management company takes its direction directly from the board of directors, correct?
And if there are tightwads, I mean, basically, there's nothing a management company can do except appease people.
Correct.
I mean,
if the board controls all the purse strings and the management company cannot spend money, the board doesn't allocate.
And Josh, your argument, listen to this, and then we're going to come back to you. This is really important for you to know. I pay a lot of rent, therefore, is the argument, I should at least get this, this, and this. And the answer is this. No matter how much rent you pay, the therefore is no different than if you paid $100 a month. It's not the amount of money that you pay that determines what they're supposed to do. It's the law and the lease. So hold on.
This report is sponsored by American.
Well, but if he's in the apartment, it was actually this year the legislature tried to address warranties that have ability.
Oh, that was him? And then he bitched that it didn't work or something, right? Or it wouldn't work with him.
Or welded, you have not.
Said he could fix, and then he called back 2 times later, then he said it broke, and.
Gift horse. 20 seconds to a spot. Hold it.
Refinance and use your equity to consolidate your items at a low payment. You could be saving $500 to $1,000, right? American Financing, 303-695-7000 or AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334. Regulated.
You know, it almost sounds like I'm tossing BS here when I talk about how many people come to my house and who I hire and what they do. Today, fix it 24/7 was at my place. They're removing a fixture to transfer it somewhere else. And then they're also putting in the new outlets for the new Sidewinder garage doors. Honest to goodness, I call them, I say, this is what I need, and they put a time, they guarantee arrival, they text when they get there, when they're on their way, they have a window, all kinds of great stuff. I mean, it's a great company, and then 100% satisfaction, they follow up on every call, and it's for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. I'm also having the $39 HVAC check and clean, a real deal, where they go through the entire system. Now, if I need anything, I'll get another estimate, but they apply the $39 to any work I have done. I love this company, know the owner for 30 years or 25 years. He always jokes about that. He says, Tom, I'm only in my 40s. 720-526-3939, fixmyhome.com.
Over the weekend.
So is he only an emo because of Mario's
Tomorrow, call them up, confirm.
So this is just a call.
Shows your,
If we have the paperwork, the inserts
TheStemCellExperts.com, that is Centeno Schultz. And of course, the associated clinics are called Regenex. That's with 2 X's on the end. He pretty much invented stem cell therapy in a clinical setting. And you know, right now, it is so up in the air. Anyone can call themselves stem cells, and most of them lie to you. So here's the bottom line. I've researched Centeno Schultz. They'll be honest with you and truthful. They'll tell you straight up if they can do it and what the results could be. They don't want to lie to you about anything. They want you to have real expectations. In fact, sometimes they may recommend platelet-rich plasma, PRP, or other kinds of therapy. That's what I love about them. MDs and doctors who deliver living stem cell therapy if they think it's appropriate. And if not, they have other treatments. 303-963-9201. And find out about their seminars as well. 963-9201, thestemcellexperts.com.
If you missed rates being low before,
I have so many questions.
Hey, David, you don't mind if when you talk, I put up your banner that says Institute.
I was going to say, can I link the show after on my sheet?
Yeah, you can do that. I'm show you what your banner looks like.
Like Tom is actually
Done deal. No, you know what?
Tom is way nicer than I thought.
A lot fairer than I thought.
I'm going to send you a question for these guys.
Okay, good. I have some too.
My wife who's listening actually says she likes it because you're holding people accountable on the phone.
now might be the last chance to save.
It's a good show.
Yeah. Affordable interest mortgage. 720-895.
She's listening on Facebook or YouTube or.
Have you applied for a loan lately? Are you being treated like you're in an
Mine?
assembly line?
What? Oh no, we don't Facebook. It's a gift to my kids.
Because we're on Facebook, YouTube, that way you hear everything right now.
Is Daphne out? Is she downstairs?
Oh, she's downstairs.
She didn't do her run yet.
Well, I can't get over how great Nate's doing on the phones once again. It's really amazing.
Oh, she's not on her.
Oh, she messaged me,
Daph!
It's almost like he was born to do that.
What happens when you get an email from overseas and it's the first words are all caps in strict confidence?
What do you think? That means someone needs to smuggle money out of that country.
Or you just.
I am Tom Martino, your
Troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Somebody challenged me to put receipts up on all the people I said I used because they're not believing it. Well, they're kind of chuckling about it. But I actually, you hear me on the phones, Mark, with these guys, and I call the regular switchboard and say, do you know who I am? No, I don't. Come on. 303-713-8255. Joe Chiano, I have a question for you. In fact, I have a question for myself, okay? We just heard a guy can't pay his rent. We heard another guy says his rent doubled. We hear other guys who are saying blah, blah, blah. Okay, this might be an expensive city, one of the most. And I'm serious now. I don't want PR. I don't want PR. Is it getting more and more difficult to get people who have discretionary income who can afford a life insurance policy to sock money away?
You know, we find that there's two sides to the coin.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of people that have discretionary income that do put money aside into a life insurance policy to build wealth.
Right, I understand. But
there's another side of people that do have the money, but they just don't have the discipline, Tom, to pay themselves first or to put money aside.
Well, see, I would say that if people have a lot of credit cards, and they might be paying $300 and $400 a month in credit cards, and if they could somehow get that paid off, that money could go into this account, and then they could use it as a credit card. It's not working. Your mic's not working, man. I wish it was. You can go to your dad's phone, Mike. This is just not working.
Yeah.
But no, what I'm saying is this. But they first got to get that paid off because they can't put the $300 or $400 in life insurance if they don't have the money.
That is right, Tom. And you know, one of the benefits of the Become the Banker policy is that we can help people be out of debt, pay off all the credit cards, pay off their mortgages without refinancing.
Well, no, I know.
You know,
I understand the fear, but don't they first have to get out of debt before they can do the plan?
Of course. I mean, because
but you have a plan to help them get out of debt.
There's no doubt.
Now, there are plenty of plans out there, by the way, and some of them work, some of them don't. And I like them, but you have to do something. That's the thing. Do you teach that in the seminar?
We do. We want to make sure that people pay themselves first, or to pay off their debt.
And by the way, for anyone listening, if you can avoid credit card debt, or not so much the debt, but the credit card interest, those bills on a credit card, if you just think in terms of minimum monthly payment, and I knew a girl who had like 6 of them, and she said, well, I'm going to this purse, it's only $5 a month. Yeah, but it's the rest of your life. I mean, you have to really consider the cost of things. Credit card debt are killing young people because they have the immediate thing they want, and it looks like it's only a few bucks a month. Now, Josh, I want to get to you because you echo and you have the same sentiment as many people, and that is, I'm paying so much for rent these days. Shouldn't I ought to be able to get some basic security, some basic lighting, some basic this, some basic that? And as I said before, the argument, I pay a lot of money in rent, therefore I should get X, Y, Z, does not change because you're paying a lot of money. It's the same as it would be if you were paying less money or in a subsidized apartment, and that is you get what the law says you need, and you get what the lease says. So I wanted to ask our attorney, because he does a lot of real estate, David Furman, because he's with Altitude. They represent HOAs. And this is probably not right in his field, but there are only now some certain habitability standards, right?
Correct. It's the legislature has adopted what minimum standards are.
But they're real minimum. And we're not talking about even security lighting.
No, not even security lighting.
Right. But let's say the locks on the doors were not working. That would be one. It's security.
Security, but it's also more what goes on inside the house. The mold and do you have water?
Right, and do you have heat? Do you have electricity? So, Josh, I know you didn't call to hear this, but really, what does it say in your lease about these things? Is he there? He might not be because, okay, and it could be because he didn't want to hear what I'm saying, because what I'm saying is this. You get together people who live there, and sometimes you can convince the owners or management that, wait a minute, we don't want wholesale move out, or we don't want a lot of discontent people. But you can also get people who don't care because guess what? They move you out, they get even more rent. This is a problem, folks. It's a problem. It's free enterprise, but it's a problem. It does encourage sometimes deadbeat landlords. Delbert, what's happening?
Okay. I'm disabled, and I got assessed a ride with RTD and assessed a cab, and I got injured again on, it was on January.
Now, what do you mean again, sir?
Well, I was injured before. That's what made me disabled.
When were you injured for that?
Back in '87.
Okay. We're talking about a long-term disability. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Gotcha.
And
how were you injured again?
I was on the assessor ride, and this lady that was driving was at Quebec and like Highway 2, I think it is, that turns into Rosemary.
Well, anyway, what about it?
No, she took off and she was changing lanes in the middle of the intersection.
Were you in an accident?
She hit the railroad tracks or something, and I was thrown up real high.
Are you in a wheelchair?
No.
Hold on. So you were in an assessor ride, and you're already disabled. What's the nature of your disability?
Is mentalness and I've got 5 bulging discs in my back, 2 ruptured discs in my neck, and the wrapped spinal cord.
So that didn't do you any good, did it?
No. And then
so how bad was it, and when was it?
It was January the 16th of this year.
Okay, so what did you do? Did you put in a claim?
Yeah, I put in the claim in there, and they told me to keep sending in the doctor bill so they can pay them.
Were they paying them?
No, they're not. They tell me now. I get a hold of this Matt and I told him that they went from Jason to this lady Kathy.
All right, hold on. I don't care about the Jason and Kathy and all that inner workings of that. Delbert, they're running you around. That's all I need to know. Listen, Delbert, if you're injured and you were in an assessor ride, this is RTD. This is a whole special animal. They're very difficult to sue and to get money from. Hold on, Delbert. Let's check with our personal injury expert, okay? Hang in there. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We'll be back to you, Delbert. Do not hang up. Jay, what's going on with you, Jay?
Hi, Tom.
Hey, what's happening?
Thanks for taking my call.
And I want to remind people, we do have a couple lines open. I always promise I'll tell you this at 303-713-TALK. Did you sign with a roofer?
Yes.
Was it a door knocker?
Well, in a way, he came to me and said that he was a good friend of my next door neighbor.
Yeah, by the way, most rip-offs start, okay? And I'm not telling you everyone who does this is a rip-off, but if you took a pool of people that are ripped off, most of them were approached by a roofer as opposed to shopping for a roofer. So just shopping for a roofer cuts your chances down of being ripped off. Because of the pool where a roofer contacts you, there's more than a 90% chance of being ripped off. And I'm not sure if you were ripped off, but he said he's a friend, he's in the neighborhood, and what did you do? Where did the problem come in?
Well, the problem is I had trouble. Well, I guess the roof was okay, but I had trouble. The insurance called me. This happened back in May. He put the roof off in August, and then
we're talking May of when? Last year?
Yes, sir.
Okay, May in 2018. Just some very basic questions first. Did he complete the roof?
Yes.
Okay, and did you have problems with the roof?
I had these solar tubes, 7 of them.
Yeah.
And I had leaks in all of them.
Okay, so the roof was completed, but it was leaking.
Well, around the solar tubes.
Well, that's his job.
Yeah, and he fixed those.
Oh, and then he fixed it. Then what?
Yeah.
What's the problem today? What's the problem today?
The problem is that I have a contract with him.
Yeah.
That says that he'll do this job for $14,208.
Gotcha.
And I'd already had another bid on it, which was somewhere around $13,000 or $14,000.
But this was way back last year. So what's the problem today?
Well, the problem is, the insurance called me and said, we got to close this thing out.
Okay.
Well, the day after he finished the shingles, he came by and he said he needed $12,000.
How much did you pay him in total so far?
$12,000.
That's what you paid him total, including a down payment. Okay. So now you owe him another $2,200 roughly.
Well, I don't know what I owe him because he won't give me a bill.
Well, you owe him for what he bid it for sure.
Sure I do. I owe him, I'm not complaining about that.
All right, then I need to figure out what you are complaining about because I don't hear it yet. So hold on, and we'll come back to you.
insurance money becomes your money. You pat it, you pet it, you keep it, you kiss it, you smell it.
Aurora Ortho Long. There,
And then all of a sudden, oh, I gotta pay this. I got to attach to it.
You can imagine a fully loaded semi is tough to get out of traffic, but they're trying to do so anyway. Solid backups past the turnpike. Crash being cleared 2 on the northbound side of I-225 approaching I-70. Backed up to Mississippi on that stretch. The weather forecast could be showers throughout the rest of today with a high 20 seconds. Aurora Ortho Long. And a low around 33. Right now, fog, mist, and 38. With the traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30, K-How.
Okay, gotcha.
Save 5% more every
Gotcha.
day by shopping at
2
Lowe's.
spots in a row, guys.
Online, save 5% on eligible purchases with your Lowe's business credit account. Do it right for less.
Mike's going on. I can't tell you how happy I am. Again, I'm telling you about personal experience. I swear to God, this is all true. I have my kids over the weekend, and I love when they put on their Myo brace. That's a nighttime soft mouthpiece that they wear that is gradually expanding their palate and straightening their teeth. I'm telling you, I'm only paying a couple $100 for both kids, a couple $100, like $248, I believe, for both kids. And this is for the new orthodontics. Now, after that happens, they're going to wear braces for a short amount of time. In fact, my girl will not even need them. It's called the new orthodontics because you get in early and it makes very gradual changes with just mouthpieces, and it's thousands cheaper than regular orthodontics. I tell you, I'm just paying $200 and something a month. 303-690-0100. No big outlay. No, there's not a lump sum. It's just like $200 and something a month. For both kids. 303-690-0100. Ask about the new orthodontics. They also have a similar method, a little more aggressive for adults. It takes about 2 years. Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ or Neo New Early Orthodontics.
Taxes could be your biggest
10 seconds, Plumb Line Long. Plumb Line Long.
Don't let taxes derail your retirement. Call 720-488-8604 or online, yourmoneyyourretirement.com.
I think spring is coming. I mean, that's what they tell me. I'm so sick and tired of this. But here's one thing for sure. We're going to have some rain. You're going to have some flooded maybe sewer lines, backups. They will do 93 or free at Plumb Line Services, 93 or free. But what I really love about them, they do plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. They have their own drain division. So if they can't get this freed up for 93, the call is free, but they give you a complete written estimate on what's wrong. And if you have them do it, you won't get it done better or for more value because they have the backhoes, they have the equipment. Plus, there's some new technology where you do not even need to dig up. And they are doing the special pipe bursting that goes through the old pipe and lays in new right underneath. Plumb Line Services for the latest and the greatest in plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. And the 93 or free deal on your drains, 303-586-1086. That's 303-586-1086. PlumbLineServices.com.
How can it be one part radio show with seconds? She's starting to read it. Second slots, it's like, yeah, we do that. How can that be, Todd? Yeah, like it always does. Do good work, show up on time, price fairly, and above all, the performance over itself. Whether it's kitchens, baths, counters, or floors, or even replacing windows and doors, they have our word for treatment and help. You betcha, Todd. With the weather like it is, and today's incentives. That's right, incentives. Now is the time to call. Save a full 12% on all services. 303-722-2295, 800-362-70, or BMRHI.com. 303-722-2295. Either here's from there. Ideal Home Loans has a better plan. They can help you with that consolidation, but get it over with quickly.
We worked with a customer recently who called. They wanted to consolidate their bills. We were able to do that. They were saving a grand total of $1,100 a month. We showed them how to pay $600 about $1,100. Apply it back towards the new mortgage. They are going to be completely debt-free.
Paid entire graduating classes, student loans.
What's that? What about them?
Paid their entire education, graduating classes.
More
Cost
homes.
them $40 million.
Who did?
That dude.
He's a billionaire.
We pay all of their.
So that's
all
for
of their
graduating
classes.
classes. For just the graduating class, right?
Billionaire
Robert F.
Robert
Smith
Smith,
tells Morehouse College grads will pay for their students.
He paid everybody's student loans.
400 graduating students, seniors listening to these trees.
You know what?
But what about the juniors?
It came to $39 million.
But if this poor, some of the poor kids that work their asses off and didn't have loans, that would be such a.
Yeah, that one sucks.
Well, what about the people graduating next year?
Yeah, well, that's.
Can you imagine?
Is that the guy right there?
Yeah.
What is he a billionaire from?
That's the investment person, I think.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Hi, Tom Martino.
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. John Fuller, Fuller Law. John is a personal injury attorney we turn to for all of our expert advice here and on, especially traffic accidents. But, John, I do know that RTD, I hear, is a bear. And Delbert is already injured, mind you, or excuse me, disabled from an 87 injury. He says he was riding in an accessoride. And, Delbert, what did the van hit?
Well, she was changing lanes in the middle of the intersection, and then I think she hit the railroad tracks, but I could,
Okay, so in other words, it wasn't actually an accident. She just went
it wasn't an accident, and she just lost control. I was thrown up.
Okay, when she lost control, were there other people in the van?
No, just me and the camera inside.
Did she
and the
write up?
camera outside?
Did she write up an incident?
I don't know. All I know is the next day, this one person called me and gave me a number, and to call this Jason and that,
and said what? They were paying your doctor bills, right?
No, they're not paying them.
But they
told me to send in the bills. They would take care of them.
But they didn't.
Then I found out Friday from this Matt. He says that they won't pay him until they'll settle me after I'm done with the doctors, because I've got this what you call ringing in my ears now.
All right, so John, in general, John, fighting with RTD, can you explain that part of it?
Well, they're self-insured. They are quasi-governmental entity, which means to a certain extent some of the provisions of the Colorado Governmental Immunity Act come into play, which means that you, of course, have to give them notice of your claim within 180 days of the incident, or you can completely lose your right to pursue your claim. But other than that, they're very much like any other insurance company that we deal with.
Okay. Are they difficult, more difficult, or does it depend on the case? Yeah.
Your caller is right. They do video inside and outside all of those vehicles.
Okay.
So there's likely, and with most cases with RTD, there's going to be video of the accident. Okay. RTD gets a lot of kind of BS claims from people that, they'll get rear-ended at 5 miles an hour and, everybody,
Right.
I've had cases where people claim to get injured, and when you get the videos later on, you find out that indeed it was just literally a bump, and you can't even tell the inside, passenger got rocked. If this caller, was injured, they've certainly seen the video. They're telling him that at the end of the case, which is consistent with all of our cases, that they'll entertain the idea of settling with him. Whether or not that'll be at a level that he thinks is fair and reasonable is kind of up in the air. It depends on the circumstances. We've had cases with RTD. We have, we've passed on a few with RTD as well. So
okay, so Delbert, I guess what I need to ask, bottom line, why don't you just wait until they offer and see if it's fair or not? Is that the logical way to go, John, or not?
So what I'm hearing from Delbert, what's up with your tinnitus? What caused that? Did you hit your head on something?
I don't know. All I know is I went up about a foot, and then I slammed back down all over the place, trying to keep seatbelt, seated in the seat. The seatbelt came out so big that you could have put another person in there with me.
Okay.
And I went to the doctor, and the doctor told me that she thought I had a head concussion. I go to St. Joe's on 119th and Grant.
Delbert, all I need to know is this. We don't need addresses or names. Here's what I want to know. Did you get a diagnosis?
Yes, I got a head concussion with a CAT scan.
Okay, and what else? Anything else?
And I went in for hearing problems, and I got this what they call ringing in the ears.
Tinnitus, and that can be caused by concussion. So, John, what would you do? Would you have him sit tight until at least they offer something to see if it's fair?
They're not going to offer until he's completely worked up those injuries and gotten all of his treatment. And, I mean, it sounds like Delbert should probably consult an attorney. I mean,
I can't find one.
Okay.
There's
Delbert,
nobody, they tell me that they can't take him.
Delbert, that's code, okay? I'm just telling you straight up. John, would you just tell them straight, what does it mean when people say they can't find an attorney usually? What does it mean?
For the most part, it means you don't have a case.
That's what. No, they're telling me that they can't prove this woman did wrong or right. It's in the book. You cannot make a change in the lane in the middle of the intersection.
But hold on. John, go ahead. Negligence they're talking about. They can't prove negligence, they're saying.
And that may be true. I mean, she has to have done something wrong. If we're completely devoid of any fault,
she lost control of the vehicle, you know. I'm thrown all over the place, trying to stay seated.
Delbert, we're not talking about what happened. We're talking about negligence. What if Godzilla came down and did it to her? It wouldn't have been negligence. I'm saying don't look at what happened. Look at what caused it. Was she dilly-dallying? Was she high? Was she negligent?
She was negligent.
How?
She should not have been changing lanes.
Okay.
She hit the railroad tracks at a side angle.
Okay.
And it made it lose control.
Okay. Now listen,
and the
Delbert.
reason why they won't accept it or anything is because of they don't think she's at fault or anything like that, you know.
Hold on, okay? Just hold on. What we can do, Delbert, is see if we can get you an initial consultation with an attorney, all right?
That would work and everything.
But Delbert, if attorneys don't agree you have a case, there's nothing I can do about it. You understand? Okay. And John, again, I don't know about his case, but there really, go ahead.
You know, the good news here, Tom, is that at least RTD is still entertaining the idea of there being a case. And that tells you that they see some culpability on their driver under these circumstances. So that's good news.
But he may not be giving...
Yeah, you're right. But that it's not RTD would have just denied it already and said, sorry, Delbert, we don't see any fault. We're not going to entertain your case. He'd still have the right to go sue him over it, but they would have just denied the claim like any other.
But he has to do certain things. I'm afraid of him losing his right. And
I agree.
Now, I'm asking, is this something, like for people listening, is this something, when it happens, that you would appreciate a phone call when it comes to things like this?
Well, yeah. I mean, anytime that you're injured through somebody else's negligence, I think you're smart, you know, before you go down this road of dealing with insurance companies and all of these, you know, these strange experiences, give us a call. We'll at least tell you the right way or the wrong way to pursue the action. We'll tell you if you have a case. We'll tell you what we think the appropriate steps to take are, and you can then kind of decide for yourself.
Okay, John Fuller. I always tell you, you get free legal advice, you really do, even if he decides, you know what, I can't do any good for you, and if he can, he'll be straight with you. That's what I love. It's not these phony-ass commercials that you see on TV, you know, like the big ass or the strong back or, you know, the big thick neck. He doesn't brag like that. Okay, now this is John Fuller, Fuller Law, 303-597-4500, 303-597-4500.
How dare she shift lanes?
I know. Do you have your email? Joe, I'm going to address this. I'm going to forward it to you.
Okay.
I'm going to forward this to your email. And I want you to read it, not on the air. I'm going to address it. Because if one thing people get wrong all the time, they get it wrong, they just don't know the process. And I don't know why. Why don't they know the process? Are you guys not explaining it? Although this guy didn't go through it.
I don't know how you got it.
You go ahead.
Can't, if
Did
you
you send it?
like come down real hard like that and stuff, can you?
Maybe just it's jolted, I guess.
I knew it wasn't that same guy. That guy was way worse.
Yes, you're right.
The 50th anniversary of the first manned lunar landing. More information at DMNS.
Would you take the
Oh, what am I
case?
doing? What am I doing? Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair has a crazy deal. I really don't know what else to call it but crazy. What do you call it? Okay, he is going to give you a free transmission diagnosis. You might say, what's crazy about that? He removes the transmission and opens it up and lays out the parts. No obligation. If you decide not to have the work done, free. If he does the work, he doesn't back charge. If you take it somewhere else, free. Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair, the absolute best transmission diagnosis anywhere, free. 303-781-9858, 781-9858. He's also on the referral list at referrallist.com.
5 days left until Carpet Mill Outlet's one-day only private sale. This Saturday at Carpet Mill
Century RV.
Pick up to 40% off MSRP.
Trying to pay Ross out at one time, man.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Mark,
Mark, why did you buy your RV at Century RV? You could have gone anywhere.
because I shopped everywhere
You really did.
around the country.
And see, there's no bull here. You know, when we tell you about all of these companies that we're using each and every day, it's the real deal. And he loves their warranty service. They take care of things. They don't question it. And right now they have motorhomes like Mark has. They also have campers. They also have fifth wheels. They have Cougar travel trailers, the biggest dealer around. Listen, you got to check them out. And they have a service department, 303-453-1111, Century, as in the 100 mark, centuryrv.com.
Guardians of the Grass, run with us.
I got it.
X300 Select
I got it. Yeah, it's just that, of course you pay interest, but then you can pay more.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I just don't even understand why he says that's not true. I wish we could get him on the air.
I know, that's why I was confused, but I just talked to him on Friday, and he was so thankful I talked to him.
Well, maybe this came in before.
Just came in.
This came in after Friday?
He didn't like the answer.
He was happy when I talked to him that so long, now that he's coming back at it.
Maybe we should try to get him on.
He might not understand, guys.
Because,
That's what I'm saying.
He didn't understand, and that.
There's his phone number, let's try to get him on.
Yeah, would you give that to Suzanne or Mark?
Try to get this person on. I'm emailing to you right now.
Would it come through Facebook or where?
Website.
We love everything. There's no secrets here. That's right.
Listener says, don't
It's
mess
for
with,
Become the Banker.
don't mess with the strong arm. So.
I didn't say, I said the big back, the strong ass, or big ass, strong back.
The best one out there, though, by far is the Bulldog. That son of a bitch was a good addition.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
He cares. He smells good.
What happened?
He's one of the most handsome men.
Hey, Mark, what happened to him?
I have no idea.
I haven't seen his commercials.
The
Such
a dog.
I used to see him all the time at Country Buffet.
He smells like embalming fluid.
Yeah.
I think you're giving
That's
to
the
him
last time I saw
You should
him.
never attack people personally.
Tom came in here saying how ugly he was and how he smelled and everything else. And then like 2 days later, he has the audacity
Mark, you.
to actually say
I don't attack
that he doesn't attack people personally.
He's the only one.
Yeah, we all know. We got it.
I normally don't. But that guy was rude.
I've seen him, yeah.
Brian Moore.
Yeah, Brian Moore. Is he still practicing?
Brian the Bulldog.
Looks like he's still practicing.
We just signed him up on the referral list.
No, you didn't.
No way.
No way.
Tom's got to do spots for him tomorrow. We should put him on. We need to put him just on.
Oh, yeah. I get full. Yes, that's part of my deal. Otherwise, oh my God.
Imagine we brought him in on April Fool's.
I have every erectile dysfunction piece of shit on here. There's this one that says they give you a dose at the office and you take the rest home, and they expect you to put a needle in your
Well, they do. Yeah, that's what the.
No,
I haven't
Inject
done
your
it.
penis
I know,
somewhere.
but there's a lady that advertises. It's called Ageless for Men, and that's exactly what they do. And that's what they also have a.
Does it hurt?
I don't know. I never had it.
I don't need it.
No, but the thing is, they have an ultrasonic wand as well that's supposed to break up the plaque and all that.
Yeah, in the shape of a dildo.
Yeah.
It's like ultrasonic.
God, ultrasonic wand. Yeah, that's what they have. Ageless.
You know what? You know why it's so big now is it came off of Viagra came off of their 15-year
They're
patent,
generic,
right?
yeah.
So
Yeah, but
everybody's selling
it's
it.
still very expensive.
How do you know that?
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK.
Delbert has more to say. Okay, then we're going to get into some other stuff. Delbert, really, have your last word, sir. You were on an accessoride and you were injured, and you think the driver was negligent for diagonally crossing railroad tracks and losing control, and you bounced around. Go ahead.
Right, but the thing is the lawyer or whoever this agent person, Jason, told me to send the bills to him.
No, we know that, and I understand.
Hold on. 3 weeks later, I find out when I called up to see if he got the bills, I got this new Kathy taking care of everything.
Okay.
And then Friday, I get a hold of this guy, Matt, to find out what's going on.
Okay.
And he's telling me, no, they don't pay your bills now. It's paid at the end.
That's right.
But they told me they would pay it at the
Well,
beginning.
Delbert, that's too bad. They don't, okay? So what now?
No, they tell me they do, but then they,
But
you know,
that's right, Delbert. They told you they did, and they don't. So really, we have the same exact advice. You have to see an attorney. We're going to set you up with John Fuller. But listen carefully. They will pay at such time as they settle with you, okay? They don't want to do it now. They want to do
but
it.
I got the bill collectors after me
Yeah,
now.
but they won't. Listen, the bill collectors won't do anything about it. You have nothing they can take.
Well, it makes my credit bad. It makes,
Yeah,
you know,
I know. Unfortunately, it does. You're right, Delbert. You're right. But what you need to do is just tell them it's in litigation.
I tell them it's in litigation and everything. They want me to pay $90.
Then ignore
because
it.
of my insurance deal that I got.
Ignore
you know.
it. Do you have insurance, by the way?
I've got Kaiser. And then my Kaiser.
Why don't you have
payment
Medicaid?
Is only $90 total for $10,000.
Hold on. Well, why haven't you done Kaiser? Have you been using?
No, I've done that.
Okay.
It's just that, you know.
Well, then what are you being billed for if you've done that?
I'm being billed for $90.
Which
and
is
if
what?
I pay the
Is that your
$90 and that's,
copay?
you know.
Is that your copay?
That's my copay.
Is that all you need?
That's all I need is 90 to the one, 90 to the other.
Oh, well, what do you mean 90 to 190? So it's every time you go?
I ended up in the emergency room
Delbert,
on my birthday when I turned 64
Delbert,
of a
is it-
pinched nerve in my neck.
Delbert, is it 95 every time you go?
No, it's $90 when you go to the hospital. It's $90 when they did the CAT scan.
So you owe,
It's,
so how many $90 do you owe? How many?
I owe two different $90. I owe all these other doctor bills.
Well,
I owe
hold
an
on.
ambulance bill. of
Delbert.
$1,800 or what.
Delbert, how much? I thought you said you have Kaiser. If you have Kaiser,
I've got Kaiser, but you know.
then you don't have to pay for the ambulance and all that.
No, they tell me I got to pay, like, it might end up $500. I got to call in today to let them know that they don't know I got Kaiser, and they, you know.
Okay, find out. Listen, Delbert.
To this Jason that told me
Delbert.
they will pay the bills.
Delbert, do me a favor. Put everything through Kaiser, please.
I'm going to. I've got to get a hold of
Okay,
them and have
then
them
call us
pay it
back.
and everything,
Call us
you know.
back and tell us what your total copay is after you put everything through Kaiser. Now, you're still going to get reimbursed, and you may get damages if there is negligence, but you need to go through your Kaiser. Don't go through RTD because they're not going to pay until it's over, and I understand they told you they would, but it's not the first time people have lied or misunderstood. Just keep doing this and go see John Fuller. That's it. Or talk to him on the phone. But you got, just start somewhere. Jay, I didn't forget about you, and I'm sorry that we got off on some other stuff, but this roofer, in May of 2018, you said the roof was done, but it was leaking. You said that you paid him, Jay, you paid him $12,000, and basically his original estimate was $14,200. Now, so by my math, you owe him at least $22,000 for sure. How much is he trying to get right now?
Well, he won't give me a bill.
But he doesn't have to give you a bill. You already approved 14.2 by your own words. So how much
I'm
does...
not complaining about
How much
that.
does he want? Did he say how much he wanted?
No, he didn't.
Oh, okay. So then don't pay him until he gives you a bill.
Was there supplemental work?
Yes.
Okay. Did the insurance pay for that?
Yes.
How much total have you gotten from insurance?
Say that again.
How much total have you gotten from insurance?
I've gotten over $20,000.
Okay. Now, Jay, here's what I think's happening, okay?
He keeps...
Jay, if your insurance company approved it, you do understand you don't get to keep the money, right? Okay?
No, I don't.
Okay.
But I think he's screwing the insurance company.
Okay, then send the money back to you. Hold on. Then send the money back. Then send the money back to your insurance company and say, I think he's screwing you.
Can I do... Then what will he do to me?
He'll put a lien on your house. Listen, Jay, here's what happens. I'm not saying it happens with you. A lot of people get this money from their insurance and they want to keep it, okay? And they try to put the roofer through hell to get paid. That's what they do. And it's really a big game for... First of all, did you pay your deductible?
No.
You should at least pay him your deductible. You know you owe that. But see, I discern, Jay, you want to keep the money. If you think they're screwing, if you feel sorry for your insurance company, send it back to your insurance company and tell them to deal directly with the roofer. Really, tell them to do that. I'm Tom Martino. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
I don't want him screwing my insurance company.
I'll bet you they did. He had to do a redo on his insurance. I bet you the roofer went and did that.
They did. They did a supplemental. They sent him more money. It's very straightforward. You can play your own general. There's nothing wrong with it, Joe. There's nothing wrong with it.
He's not going to be the same general.
No, he's already missed it. What?
20 grand he got.
But I'm sure he found other things from the original 14.
The roofer did. Yeah. And the roofer went back to the insurance company and got paid.
This is what it is.
My point is, though, you can still hire a roofer. You can deal with your insurance company yourself and pay cash to a roofer. But if they find something else and you want it fixed, you're going to have to pay them.
And your contract is now added to.
Matt got another guy $3,000. They offered the insurance company for some roof repairs. This is out north where those storms hit, that 100-mile-an-hour wind.
Oh yes, where it blew underneath the eaves.
They got 3,000. Matt goes out there. Additional 36 G, man.
Wow. See, I think seriously,
I hate insurance companies. I have got zero loyalty to any insurance company ever. Every single one of them tries to okie doke you.
Now, you get any calls about the when they hail deductibles on HOAs?
Any about what?
With the major line insurance companies have gone to a 2% to 5% when hail deductible.
Oh, big time.
The policy value.
The best one.
Some policy. Yeah. So we're talking $700, $800, $900,000 special assessment.
The best one we saw, the guy had, I think it was 2% on the dwelling. He had hail damage. His deductible, he had about 30 grand in hail damage. His deductible was 40,000. Yeah. He literally had no insurance for hail.
Right. Now you're starting to see a lot. And then on personal line policies, they had they got a loss assessment endorsement, which was theoretically really cheap coverage because the risk is minimal. If your association experiences a covered cause of loss and they special assess to cover the deductible to cover a shortfall, we'll pay it. And it's like $10 for $13,000 worth of coverage. Insurance companies started to rip that out of the policies too.
Oh, really?
They're tired of paying for roofs.
The cheap auto insurance companies always try to get rid of MedPay because it's so cheap too in the state. Let me ask you this. We had a call. So let's say I own, as of December 31st, on December 31st, there is a snowstorm.
Yes.
Okay? And I have special assessment insurance. Okay?
Well, it's again, they have to experience a covered cause of loss to trigger the special
Hold
assessment.
on, though. I sell the house
Yes.
January 31st.
Yes.
Is it on my insurance is for not for the damage, it's for the special assessment.
Yep.
So who's pays?
Depends on the policy.
Yeah, okay.
Farmers will not pay. They say it's based on the triggering event. USAA will. saying it's based on a special assessment.
So it just depends. You just better know your policy.
Your policy.
I found that crazy because in almost any other world, it would cover the event. But technically, if it wasn't assessed yet, that is the event.
Exactly. The event is the special assessment, and it's not the covered cause of loss, but it depends on the policy.
What do you see as the best for HOAs, you know, with the condos and everything for insurance? Is there a better one than another?
You know,
just said USAA does
it's USA's getting a little bit more difficult too because nobody likes to pay for the roofs. Nobody wants to pay for these roofs again. But you know, I know Liberty. My kid just bought a condo. I'm talking about rent. My kid just bought a condo less than she could rent them for, and she went with Liberty Mutual. But still, you know, to this day in Westminster, for an old condominium, communities with needs, still spent $236,000 for a one-bedroom, one-bath. Wow. And I'm like,
I know. I mean, I remember my first house was like $90,000.
Mine was 110.
I mean, just think about that.
In Parker.
I had a beautiful home in Lone Tree, $160,000 in the
my first house
90s.
was right near DU. A two-bedroom, one-bath, 800 square foot bungalow. Thanks. That's true.
Yeah,
I paid $100,000. I couldn't buy that house back.
No, you can't. I know that. Yeah. Amazing.
We more than doubled on that. We bought that in 1992, brand new at Clark Farms.
Yeah.
What? And then we doubled on our second house at Castle Rock.
Okay, 10 seconds. I got a spot, guys.
Everyone has a reason to buckle up. Find yours. Click it.
Only about 10 days left on this sale. Get in on it. You'll save 25% on your entire project from K&H Home Solutions. That means your siding, windows, and doors, 25%. Now, in addition to those savings, you will get a free upgrade to triple pane glass for any glass that you buy. So if you're buying windows, you'll get 25% off the windows, the doors, and the siding, plus an upgrade to triple pane glass. And that'll also get you savings in energy bills. In fact, way more than you'd ever expect. Because triple pane is so efficient, especially the way K&H has their lifetime warranty on the installation. You will love the way they do business. You will love the way you save money. Durable, energy efficient, beautiful, custom fit. K&H Home Solutions. Online, make your own appointment at khwindows.com, khwindows.com. It's that easy, khwindows.com, or you can call for details, 303-421-7100.
You outgrowing your starter home or...
Hey, Tom.
Yes, sir.
He has the numbers for the caller.
Did he want numbers?
Well, no, I just have his policies. What I'm saying. I'm looking at. He's got an extra almost $4,000 he can put in each year, and overpayments of interest.
I know.
So I mean, I think he's just a little
What
confused.
was he talking about?
That's why I'm confused with his question, because when I talked to him on Friday, he was confused.
Can we get him on?
That's what I don't know if we got him on. Or
Can
not,
we get that guy on from the Become the Banker question, the live, offline?
Richard.
Oh, okay. Richard Cordova, you tried 3 times?
We've tried 3 times. We've emailed him, so we're working on it.
Okay, we're going to address it anyway. Doesn't matter.
It takes only 10 minutes to start. So
But he was confused on Friday about the whole.
We had a lot of good outbounds today. It was great.
That's 303-695-7000 or apply online at AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
Revitalized Health.
There's a question as far as paying alimony where the ex passed away. Did that ever get handled?
Oh, man,
It is being handled.
That's amazing.
He hired, they hired Bonnie.
So, right, so I'll just tell them to still be able to.
Who was taking the money?
Nobody was in the registry.
Just put in registry account.
Jeez. Paid for 3 years. Paid.
How many years? Like $27,000.
3 years he was paying. Talk about a breakup. He didn't even know she croaked, man. I found that the funniest part of that call.
I call it full out war.
3 years. I mean, that's a split, boy.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
That just, I mean, talk about just cutting ties. Holy shit. And they're lucky that the checks were going to the registry, because it could have been a kid cashing them, could have been a sister, a spouse, it could have been anybody.
You will love the experience that.
Did you use a register in your divorce with the kids?
I did.
You did?
I did, yeah. I never paid maintenance. You're talking about child
support. You just write the check. Do they charge you to use the registry?
I don't know. There was no
no.
reason to. That's only usually for contentiousness.
Real contentious.
Where people don't trust and where people don't make payments.
And what I do is actually, gave the check.
I usually make
to
lump
my
sums.
kids. I didn't give it to my ex-wife.
Yeah.
To my kids.
That don't matter. But yeah, I
Every
know.
single month. No, I mean, I did it for months. Personal gratification. I used to go.
And I'm sure you appreciated every bit of this.
Every
penny that
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
And, yeah, right. I mean, that's because somebody spent it and you never got it.
Right.
It happens.
No, I know it does.
Johnny Carson.
Horses are nice.
Oh, they're nasty.
How about Jeff Bezos?
Yeah.
Imagine,
You don't do that now,
you know, it's one thing if you have $500 and have to give someone $250, but when you got $200 billion and you got to fucking give someone $100 billion, that's a
yeah.
That's a bitch. That's a real bitch.
Oh, that hurt.
Do you have 100 billion or 50 billion? Is it the same?
No. No.
You'll never spend it. You'll never spend it.
I don't know. He lost a shitload of money in the last few months.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe where we are solving problems each and every day. You know, if you keep track of it, we usually get to $20, $30 million a year in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and services. And this hour brought to you by GenesisTotalExteriors.com. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. What I love about Genesis is the honesty and integrity, of course. Mark Szymanski. It's so important these days with all, everyone's so busy that really they're giving big money up front and not seeing results. They don't even see people show up for weeks and months. Listen, go with a sure deal. GenesisTotalExteriors.com, 303-679-8509. Now, that's for interior renovations or exterior. Okay, we have wide open lines, which means we don't have any topic you can call in, but we do have guests. Okay, you can call in on anything you want, or for our guests, the number is 303-713-TALK. Now, live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on the iHeartRadio app, live, also streamed on iTunes and everywhere else for the podcast, wherever you can find them. And you can always call 303-MARTINO at any time, 24/7. And we've had about 6 calls today where we've called back at least 6 times. So we get back in touch with you. You don't have to stay on hold. You don't have to get a busy signal ever. You can always get through at 303-MARTINO. When we're on the air, you can call that too, or you can call 303-713-TALK. Joseph Cano is with us. BecomeTheBanker.info. I love that site. You can make your own appointment for seminars to find out more about that safe investment.
I got a question for them too.
Good. And then we also, is that the one that we're going to take?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. And then we have also a guy that I also used to refer to as Vermin and Cockroaches, and it's a law firm. And actually, I really do think they do a valuable job. They represent HOAs. Hey, listen, folks, if you're having problems with your HOA, or if you have any HOA questions, any HOA issues, call us. You know, a lot of people think HOAs are runaway freight trains and can do anything they want. They really do. I want to know more about this law that governs them, and we'll ask David about that. He's with Altitude Community Law. It's truly one of the largest firms in the country that does this. Okay, Mark, go ahead. We got an email here. It was a little confusing. Do you know what he's asking?
Yeah, the guy's basically saying with Become the Banker, if he wants to, say, take money out to borrow a car, borrow his own money,
which we encourage
with interest.
And let me explain that first, not that part, just the whole plan. You get a life insurance policy, but the idea is not to get life insurance. The idea is just to have life insurance because the government lets you build cash value tax-free. So anything beyond the cost of insurance goes in and grows tax-free. When you draw that out to borrow it, you don't have to pay tax on it. We have encouraged people in the past, Mark, to use it instead of a credit card. So let's say I have cash value built up of 20 grand and I want to buy something. I can go out and buy a hot tub, let's say for 5 grand, and then pay myself back. Now the insurance company will charge me some interest. It's a very base interest based on exactly what I'm earning to make it a wash so the money doesn't cost me anything. But if I want, I always tell people you can also pay yourself extra interest and make believe it like it's a credit card, and that extra interest goes to your cash value. Now tell me about this guy.
Yeah, so if the insurance,
But this guy was complaining, saying...
Well, yeah, he was saying that it costs more, but really what we're saying is when you borrow that money, let's say you get charged, what, guys, 3%? I don't know.
4.76.
Oh, yeah, but then you charge yourself 10%.
Right.
So you're actually building that by 6%.
But he says it didn't work. Why did he say that?
I just think...
Where's his question? Read his question. Yeah, we're going to read the question.
I think where people get confused a lot is when they borrow the money, it's not coming from your account. That's the beauty, and that's what you touched on, Tom, is the money is actually coming from the life
Your money is still earning... It's
full 4%
the 4 plus whatever the dividend. Usually it's 1%, so it's like 5%. But that's what it's earning.
Correct.
Then they loan you the money, and that's your collateral.
Yep.
Here's what it says, Mark. Become the banker. It was explained to consumers that you would also pay yourself interest on any money borrowed from your policy. Not true. The insurance company requires you to pay them directly any interest owed, and they bill you for it. That's agreed. They do.
Correct.
But now, if I was billed for 4.7 interest, and I pay my insurance company that interest, then how do I charge the extra interest?
That's the thing is
how do you do it?
You got to repay yourself back either on a monthly level or you could just pay
So
it
do
all
I
off.
write a check and say additional interest?
You write a check. We amortize the loan with you. This is why we work with our clients.
Go ahead.
So like in this gentleman's case, he financed a car. Paid it off completely, but you've got to pay yourself back exactly what the car company was paying you. So in that case, if it was 6%, let's just say the car loan
Or you can say, can't you say 8?
10, you can do 12,
so
you can do whatever you want.
Let's just say 10%.
Okay,
so I have an extra 5%. But how does that insurance company know when I'm paying back extra interest?
First and foremost, the lien's going to be released first because we want to reduce that lien off your account and reduce the interest off first. After that, those extra payments thereafter go into your account.
But what do I mark them as? Just payment.
Just as payment. And from that point, that's why we sit down with our clients, amortize that loan, and that extra amount will go into the account.
So you amortize the loan.
Correct.
And the first payments pay off the loan.
Correct.
Then the additional payments are interest to you.
You got it.
But, okay. And so you do that for them.
Correct.
So I say, Jordan, I need to buy a car for 10 grand. I want to charge 12% interest.
And I say this is what the monthly payment will be for X amount of months.
Then who makes sure that the first payments go to the insurance? He said the insurance company bills you on the with a due date.
So what they do is they charge once a year that interest for the whole year. And so
then all of the money goes into your account.
Correct. Yep.
And then at the end of the year, the interest is withdrawn, that 4 point something.
You got it. So the thing is, it's a lot easier than what it is.
I
it's
understand.
The
net result is you make payments with a bigger interest. At the end of the year when they settle up, they take their interest, but the leftover interest is left in your account.
Your account. You got it.
This is, by the way, not, I want to say this, Mark, that's the second time we've gotten this call. One guy said he borrowed money from himself, and he was pissed off that he got an interest bill. And he said he was paying himself, he thought he was paying himself back that. And I said, yes, but after the insurance company, you have to pay above what they're charging you for the loan. So, anyway.
That's very good. And just one other added comment.
You got to really be clear with people when you explain this, how to do it.
And it's a lot. It's a mind shift. We expect people to come to us, and we come to them every time they want to take a loan so we can walk through this process.
So you don't mind processing every loan they take?
We do it. We process every loan.
So if I call you on... Okay, it doesn't seem like you make enough commission to do that. No, I'm dead serious. If you had like 50 clients and they're all using this like a credit card, you have a lot of work to do.
We do, yeah, and that's why we're very busy, but that's why we want to do it is because we want to help educate the consumer that exactly what you're talking about so that they're not lost.
Now, do you guys make commission on any additional interest they put in their account or cash value? No.
We do not. Nope. We just
so you just make your commission one time up front?
Correct. Just a one-time up front, and then thereafter, we don't get any incentive from the company, but it's something for us.
Well, there's a residual, though, right, for people that keep the policy
very
open?
minute. I mean, you kind of laugh at how minimal it is. So.
But does it extinguish over time?
It does.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's slowly.
So you have to constantly have new clients coming in to make money.
And we want to work with them and hopefully get referrals and get friends and family.
Okay.
So that's why we like to sit with our clients.
All right. Now, if you guys have any questions, now Larry, he has a question, or he said there's a scam going on. What on purchasing stuff? What's going on, Larry?
Yeah, well, it's happened to me twice. Some of these, well, in fact, most of the big box stores like Home Depot, Lowe's, they offer 0% financing if you pay it off within a certain period of time, like 2 years or 3 years.
All right, hold on, Larry, because I want to give you time, and this guy's telling me to take a break. So I want to let General Grant take his break, and I want you to tell me this story because I think it's a lesson everyone can learn.
This report is sponsored by your local Ford store.
There's a...
I'm not going to call him today. Okay. And then I'll make a little thing for the new owner.
Okay, great.
Do you see how great Nate's doing in there? I hope she knows I'm joking. Sometimes I wonder if she doesn't get it.
Southbound I-25 at Gale as well. 20 seconds, Colorado, Tennessee, long. The high of 44. Right now, light rain is 39.
We joke too much,
6:30. The Memorial Day sales event is on.
Well, your maturity level is sunk.
Yeah, it's mine.
Plus, military and first responders.
So the scam on purchasing things is...
5 seconds, Mike's coming on.
It's not a scam.
Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center. Hearing loss and tinnitus. You heard the guy that called and said he had a concussion and now he has tinnitus? Well, that's a ringing in the ear. It can be caused by a blow to the head. It can be caused by loud noises. It can be caused by a host of other things. Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center has made it a practice of specializing in tinnitus along with hearing loss. Many hearing losses come with tinnitus. They have special treatments, some now that can eradicate it completely. You have to find out more. Dr. Patty, Dr. Lisa, and Dr. Dagmar have dedicated their careers to helping people. Helpforringing.com is the website. They're at 3601 Clarkson. That's Clarkson and Hamden. There's an urgent care at the bottom floor. They're on the second floor. Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center, 303-534-0163. 303-534-0163. Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center. And the best part, you get to try everything, all treatment, before you commit and buy.
Your local Rocky Mountain sod growers want you to know that installing sod in your yard is an easy and efficient way to add natural...
Man, it is literally snowing in my house.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Look at this shit. Look at my yard. It's covered in fucking snow.
I'm tired of it. Oh my gosh. I'm tired of this keeps happening over and over and over and over. Oh my. But doesn't it feel like it's okay, guys? Guys. Okay, fix it 24/7 at my house right now, putting in these garage outlets in the garage. They also moved a light fixture for me. And you know what? You can get prices up front for absolutely everything. And that $39 electrical check I'm having them do, they do $39 cleans and checks and tightenings and tune-ups. $39. They're the $39 people. $39 to find any problem anywhere in the house for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. Okay, so then they find the problem. They say, here it is. And then they outline the solution. If you have it done, and you won't find better quality, better parts, and better value for a lesser price anywhere. When you have it done, they subtract the $39. So that's what it is. $39 to come out and diagnose the problem, or $39 to find that problem, and then they apply that to the fix, and they guarantee it 100%. Fix it 24/7. The website, fixmyhome.com. The number, 720-526-3939.
Days left until Carpet Mill Outlet.
Dude, I can't believe how many people.
We can get up. We might get 5 inches of snow in Franktown.
It's crazy how much snow.
Winter Park is looking at 18 inches of working snow.
Okay, is it my imagination?
Snow on the ground.
I just say watch.
We're watching your camera.
We were watching.
My in-laws showed up.
You know what? I'm tired. I'm tired. You know, there's a point where you want to feel spring and summer.
Yeah. Oh my God, I am so over it.
It's longer, really, than most years.
Oh, it is. And then it'll go hot right away. It'll go from cold to hot.
Yeah, I hope so.
I don't. I'd rather have some 75.
84, man.
We just
white. Hawaii is so nice.
We're not
We
in
don't have the
water.
ocean breeze coming through.
It's
Yeah,
84
manufacture
all
ocean
the time.
And they have homeless and chickens and cats.
Hey, the homeless eat the chickens. The cats are free pets.
Yeah, it's 30%.
Might be eating the cats.
Online process puts you in control. You can get an online quote in as little as
It's crazy, man.
from your computer or smartphone.
If I was homeless, I'd make my way to Hawaii.
You guys watch Game of Thrones season finale?
It was a piece of shit season. It was absolutely the worst season I've ever seen.
Had some good episodes.
Those writers should be fired and they should rewrite it.
I have never seen episode 1, but I might. I tried it. I love when series are
The ending
go from
sucked.
beginning to end.
It was kind of a bummer. You're right. Because season
I am
just
episodes.
I am deep into
You know what? And I don't care. Deep. That dragon at the end should have just lit everything.
Don't tell me shit.
There's a
I
dragon?
know.
Dragon.
Hey, are the special effects good? Are they good?
They're pretty good. Yeah, they're pretty dang good actually.
It just was a horrible season.
Well, with CG now, it's kind of unfair. It's not.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. So people in the break were talking about Game of Thrones, and a lot of people are pissed off. I don't want to hear it because I haven't seen episode 1.
It was
I don't even know if I ever will.
worst season. There was one that the episode was so dark you couldn't even see anything. It was that bad. And then last night's, which was a finale, just horrible.
Don't tell me.
Horrible.
Larry, okay, you say big boxes offer no interest. A lot of people, they say no interest, same as cash for 90 days or 60 days or 120 days. And then if you miss it by 1 day, they back charge you every bit of interest.
That's correct.
But that's
Now,
fully
for
spelled
large
out. It's fully spelled out in the documents.
That's right. And for large purchases, you might get 18 months or 24 months.
Right, that's right.
Okay. Now, when I made a large purchase, I set it up on auto pay to have it paid off in 17 months, a month before the due line.
Gotcha.
Okay, and so everything went along fine. My payment was like $120-some, and so the second month prior to the end, I wasn't aware of it for a month or so, but they changed the payment from 128 down to 80.
Wait a minute, hold on, let me get this straight. They changed the payment amount?
Yes.
For the last payment or the last few payments?
Well, there was only one payment left.
I understand, and they changed it, and therefore the auto pay was rejected?
No, the auto pay went through, but it was changed from 128 to 80.
Well, okay, so you paid more.
No, they did not. They did not take the 128. They only took 80. So it
well, what's wrong with that? So what's wrong with that?
Well, because there was going to be a balance left at the end of the 18th month, so they would have charged me.
Wait, they did that on purpose? In other words, they knew that you owed $100 and something, and they purposely took less.
That's correct.
Oh, come on. That's are you really? So they purposely took less money saying, we're going to make it so he doesn't pay it off, so he has to be back charged all the interest. Look, if you can show that, are they claiming you changed it? How are they claiming it happened? That all of a sudden you paid $80 instead of 140 something. How are they explaining it?
After that was set for the minimum, which was only like $12.
How are they explaining it?
They can't explain it. They will not explain it. But I did pay it off for the end of the term, so I did not pay the interest. But this has happened to me
Wait a minute. Hold on now, Larry. Let me get this straight.
Burger.
No, it's not. He's warning people. This is really big if he's right. Now, Larry, let me get it straight. Your payment was due on what day of the month?
Oh, I don't know, like maybe the 8th of the month.
Okay, let's just say the 8th. Now, yours would have been paid off. The last payment would have been what 8th?
Well, it would have been paid on the 8th of the month. But
what month?
17th
What month? When? I understand. Without getting into that, if everything went according to plan, the 8th of what month would it paid off?
Well, I don't remember exactly what month.
Give me an idea. Let's say just when was it? Last year? This year? Give me an idea.
It was about 6 or 8 months ago.
Okay, so let's just.
October.
Okay, so let's say October 8th, if everything went according to plan, what should they have drawn out according to what you had been doing?
$128.
And would that have made your balance exactly zero?
There would have been $2 or $3 left.
Well, then that would have been bad, too.
I would have manually went in and paid
But hold on, but I don't understand. Who came up with the monthly payment?
I did, $128,
okay,
which would have almost completely paid it off.
But why would you even leave? I'm just curious now, okay? Why would you even leave that to chance, that extra few dollars? Why wouldn't you have made it $150 or whatever? Why?
Because I monitor it all the time, so I was immediately aware that they did not withhold the $128.
I understand that. And then you immediately corrected it so they could not pop you.
No, I did not correct it. I waited to see, since I still had another month to go before, I waited to see what my next payment was going to be.
And what was the next payment?
It was a minimum, which was like 12.
So wait a minute. So the payment went down to 80 and then to 12.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So wait, and then 12. So hold on. So when it went down to 80, the next payment went down to 12, and when you saw that, then you went in and paid it.
Well, I paid it on their website.
Right, and so you're not being back charged interest right now.
That's correct, but who watches it?
Larry, this is amazing. If truly they're doing this on purpose, that is amazing, really, Mark, because people will say, "Oh, well, I must have miscalculated."
I'm curious how he set up the payments to begin with.
How did you set it up to begin with?
Well, when I opened the account,
yes.
I wasn't aware of it, but they assigned it to Capital One Credit. So now all of a sudden I had a Capital One credit card.
Okay.
And I made payments to Capital One.
Now, did you do it with their auto payment, or did you originate the payment and your bank sent it out? There's a difference. Did they bring it in, or did your bank send it out?
I set it up on Capital One's credit card.
I get you. And you're saying then that Capital One purposely manipulated your payment so you would have a balance after the 90 or whatever days.
Either they did it or the store that I bought.
Well, the store can't do it. The store, once it goes to Capital One, the store can't reach in and change your payment.
I wouldn't think so.
Did you ask Capital One why your payment went from $128 to $80?
I asked them and I asked the
This is good. This is really good. This guy could have discovered something. I wonder how many people, if you go back, I'm asking anyone at all with a Capital One or who shopped. Where did you shop, sir?
That was with Furniture Row.
At Furniture Row or any big box or anywhere where, was it 90 days?
No, it was 18 months.
18 months, same as cash. Right. 18 months, same as cash. If this has happened to anyone where your payment went down without you knowing it.
I think you set up those payments so I have Capital One, you have Capital One.
Yeah.
You can go on there and say, okay, just pay the minimum. You can go on there and say,
right,
on this date, pay off whatever the balance is. I thought he said he set up 17 payments, left himself a 30-day time to get the rest paid off. Maybe it automatically went to the lowest payments after the 17.
Oh.
But on the 17th month, they did not take the 128. They only took 80.
You know what, Larry? Is there a way, and
I have all the statements.
Yeah, can you make copies? And do you know how to scan and send them by email?
Yeah.
We won't share your name and account numbers or anything like that. Now, after this, did Capital One say you could keep this account open?
They did not close it.
What does your agreement say? What does your agreement say about the interest? What would it have gone to at the end? Let's say you didn't pay. What interest would they have charged you? Back charge?
Well, it was
probably
like
18%.
It amounted to $300 or $400 for the 18 months.
So it would have been like Mark says around 18% or so.
Yeah.
You know what, Larry, this is cool. No, seriously, if Mark is thinking it's some kind of automation that's not intended to cheat, but what if they flag an account that has this free introductory period to make it trip up? I don't know. I mean,
well, on every statement, it tells me when that offer is going to expire.
Did you? But in order to change a payment, I have auto pays, and I simply instructed to pay in full. Okay. Now I don't know how it is on the other ones. You can actually, Mark, you can set it up to pay a certain amount.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
If I set it up to pay a certain amount, then the only one who could change that would be me. Then how could Capital One change him from 128 to 80? What did Capital One say when you asked them straight up?
They say, we don't know. They say, we don't know who changed it.
This is very interesting. Now, you know...
I have done the same thing at Lowe's.
Hold on. Did the same thing...
No problem at all.
It didn't happen when you did it there.
I think they used Chase, though. They
Only
used a different
Furniture
one.
Row.
Furniture. Did you tell Furniture Row?
Yes, I complained to them. They said, we don't know.
Yeah, well, they're paid right away. They don't care. They're paid. They're
just selling the paper.
They wouldn't make any more money, so they don't care. Very, very interesting, people. Very interesting.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station with Russ Kaminsky Mornings, Sean Hannity at 1.
I went to Furniture Row and I got 48 months. They email us no interest at all, right? 48 months. That's what they got the promotion.
They're high, though, man.
But the thing is, though, you know what? I'm going to calculate. That's free money.
What's
They
free money?
get it. They get it. Free
Yeah,
money.
but they
Interest
inflate
rates.
their
Interest rates.
price, man.
Well, of course, but the key
They're
is, you
very high.
got to calculate it.
For what they sell, they're very high.
Who is
Furniture Row.
Are they high?
Yeah, I think compared to what they sell, you know, it's not Hendron on there.
They got some quality, but you're right. Some of the other stuff you can find at American Furniture.
You know who's taking? I've seen apples to apples from American Furniture, and they're way.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Do you know the shabby chic thing has people taking big hits with furniture?
What is
You
it
know
called?
Shabby chic? Shabby chic meaning mixing and matching fabrics and woods and stuff.
Oh.
And hold on. So you don't have like the formal shit that matches. But you know who took the biggest hit? Is dining. Dining sets are like considered table, chairs, hutch, china cabinet. Fucking nobody buys them.
Yeah.
The consignment stores say they're turning them away. They're so nobody wants them. Nobody wants those. shiny,
Yeah, but if you've got a big formal living, or not living room, but dining room.
but more, yeah, but the younger, that's what
Millennials don't want that.
No, they don't. They're not buying them. They're not buying them at all. Like,
I just go, what the hell? I don't know what I'd put in our dining room. It's huge.
No, you put in a table more informal with like some are even doing rainbow cushioning, or they're doing a completely different hutch. Like I have like.
Well, isn't the same go for living rooms then? These millennials don't have
Yes,
it.
but the living rooms never did come in a lot of different. Oh, you're very seldom seeing. You're right. Couch, love seat, recline. No way. They're doing everything like flat.
Well, if they're millennials, beanbag chairs, living in your basement, crates.
No crates. That's their hutch.
What are those couches that turn into a bed? You see a couch.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I have two of those. I love those.
Oh, the hide beds?
I have two of them. They come in very handy for kids, friends.
Yeah.
When that overflows.
Here, get Eric's info.
And I don't even bother. I just pull the bedding off, put it in. You know,
Oh, this, that one place.
Hey guys, I'm on. Long or short. Let's talk about ideal home loans. I want to specifically concentrate on the pre-approval, not pre-qualification. You know, a lot of people get a pre-qualification. If I make this, if I have this, what do I get? These guys make you fill out the paperwork and apply and get approved. And they say you can borrow 710 or 540 or 328, whatever it is. Now the house has to appraise, but you have that like cash in your pocket. It is an approval. And Ideal Home Loans is one of the few lenders that do that. They're direct mortgage lenders. They underwrite it and close it and fund it. This is the deal. It's like a cash deal. And in this market right now, it's a great thing to have. You can say, I'll close, you know, and we can do it here, and we can do this, because you know you're already approved. You don't have to start the process. You finish it. IdealHomeLoans.com. 303-867-7000.
Hey guys, the main culprit of ED are changes that occur in the muscle and vascular system of the erectile tissues. If blood vessels
Oh
are
my
damaged,
goodness. There we go.
blood can't fill the tissues, causing
Let me find out
ED.
what my
At
problem
Evolution Medical Group, our ED treatment restores function naturally. No pills, no painful needles, no surgery. Just the
You know what?
proven
I can't.
technology from Europe
I
using
tell you,
shockwave
there are
therapy.
more jokes
The
made about
European
ED
Association of Urology
than anything,
calls shockwave
especially
therapy the gold
with every
standard
man
for
I
the
know.
treatment of ED. Our FDA-cleared shockwave device breaks up
Shockwave.
blockages and repairs blood vessels and tissue to restore
Oh, they're
function.
talking
Did I
about.
tell you about the ultrasound one?
Yeah, that's addressing the cause and not just the symptoms of ED.
Did you like that, Mark?
Medical Group's technology.
Yeah, but here's the deal, though. I don't like the idea that to get the wand applied, you have to put it through a hole in the restroom door. That just doesn't.
What they call that?
Oh God, glory hole. That's
Glory
How do I know that? So
I
Now listen, did you hear about the guy? What? There was a senator or something in
Minnesota.
No, in Stapleton, I thought, right here.
I think it happened in the Minnesota airport.
Where there's a signal, you do something. Oh my God! And there was an undercover cop.
yeah, that's right. I heard about
What a
that.
disgusting. First of all, here's what I think. Who gives a shit? Why do you hang out busting somebody undercover? I mean, you know, you may not want it, but who cares? The poor fucking guy.
Yeah. We do it to kids.
I just don't. What?
If we do it to kids.
Oh, I guess.
No, they were saying they were sex slaves or whatever though.
Oh,
that's where the whole controversy came in.
You like straightforward. Don't you get me doing that at a public restroom? Holy cow.
What do you mean?
Knocking on the door. Holy cow. That's just not right. All of a sudden you sit there, oh! Remember that? There used to be a lot of writing on the wall. Oh, yeah.
When you
for a good time, call this number.
when you go to peep shows, do you bring your own quarters or do you get them up there?
Take care of George.
Means
in 2 years or less, much cheaper than getting a mouthful of
You know, I find it so weird that billionaire. His deal was the $80 rubbing. I mean, really,
Who's that?
the owner of the Patriots.
And again, that's what I'm saying.
That should be left out.
Well, here's the deal, though. I know what he says. If you're exploiting young people, I mean, that's bullshit. But if it's just adults, my God. And then, you know, the happy ending with massages, who gives a shit? And who's to say?
What would you rather have, though? Would you rather have the massage then the happy ending, or the happy ending then you get a nice massage?
Because they don't have to use oil.
Only you would go there. I would not go in there.
No, but working vice has to be the most gross.
Oh, disgusting.
I mean, think about that.
Oh.
I thought they said there were sex slaves within when they went through
The one that he was
no.
Oh, yeah, because sex slaves always acknowledge their
My
sex.
photographer at Channel 4, we used to joke, he says, you know, all you have to do is have these prostitutes deliver eggs or groceries, and who's to say you can't fall in love at the door?
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We are live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and we have no extra charge for during the commercial break shows here. Desiree has a comment about that scam call where he said he had Capital One, and he had it designated to take out $128 a month. But just before it was supposed to be paid off, they lowered it to $80 and then $12, which would have triggered a bunch of interest because it was 90 days, or excuse me, it was 18 months, same as cash. Go ahead, Desiree. What's your comment?
So I also have a Capital One credit card that I got through Furniture Row. I did the same thing, but mine was like 3 years, same as cash. Now, just recently, I have about $1,800 left to pay off, about $5,000 worth of $1,800 left, and my payment just went down from $145 to like $95.
Now, were you the one, though, making that auto pay?
I don't do auto pay. I pay mine automatic. I pay mine myself because I overpay it because I want to make sure.
Well, then what do you mean your payment? Do they send you a coupon?
Nope, I do mine. Nope.
Then what do you? Well, okay. Then what do you mean the payment went down? You lowered your own payment.
I did not. I pay above my payment every time. And
but when you say your payment, what payment, dear?
I don't understand.
Invoice. I don't understand your payment. What payment? Like
so when I go online, hang on. So
go
when
ahead.
I go online to make my payment, it says my minimum due is $149.
Gotcha.
I don't have mine set up on auto pay because I want to delegate how much.
Now,
I
is
pay.
this the only thing? Is this furniture the only thing on that account?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So that's why I think it's a furniture row thing, and I do think that they are trying to get you to have to pay all that interest.
But the first payment, though, that they had when you first set it up, what was the payment?
$149.
If you calculate the $149, does it pay off your entire purchase before interest kicks in?
You know, sir, I don't know.
That's what we have to know. In other words, when you say your payment changed, your minimum changed, it could be because your balance was being paid down, and they're amortizing it for some invisible term that we don't know.
Sure.
But and that could have been outlined. So what would really be telling is if you could take the original payment and see how long it would have taken to pay it off since there was no interest. And if it falls within the 36 months, then I would be suspect, because then they got you hooked thinking, okay, I'm going to beat this thing, and then change the payment and hope that you don't notice that it'll carry you beyond the 36 months. So, Suzanne, if Desiree could check for us, I mean, I would love for her to check. I'd like to know what that minimum payment was, when it started, and how much she owed total. I'd like to do some math. Thank you, Desiree. Joe's got a question on inheritance from a death. Go ahead, Joe.
Well, no, what would happen, or what happens to my house if I die before it's not paid off, and I only have one child, and she's in her 20s?
Okay.
And how do I assure the equity goes to her?
All right, first let's take the worst case. Let's say there is no equity. Your heirs can walk away. No one can be obligated to take on an obligation, okay? So if you owe more than the house is worth, or that went down in value, or was a piece of garbage, you can simply walk away. No one has to inherit anything. Now, if it has equity and you want your daughter to own it, and what would happen is the bank would ask for her to refinance it in a certain amount of time. Okay, that's all. And then she'd have to go out and get a loan, which would not be difficult if there was a lot of equity. But in order for that to happen seamlessly, there's the easiest way is to do a beneficiary deed if this is your only asset. That means you don't ever do a quit claim. People think they're getting around the system by doing a quit claim, and that's a bad thing, because a quit claim takes away a lot of the tax benefits. What you want to do is a beneficiary deed. Without getting too technical, what it says is when you die, it automatically goes to whoever you name on that deed. Okay?
Okay.
So you make your daughter the inheritant, not the inheritor, the heir on the beneficiary deed. Upon death, it's automatically hers. Now, that's a good thing. But then the bank will contact her. Very seldom will they let her assume it. Some people don't tell the bank and hope they don't find out and just keep making payments. But all I'm saying is this. Joe, he can help you. Not Joe. David Salisbury can help you with a beneficiary's deed. It doesn't cost a lot. It's better to have an attorney do it than to try to do it yourself. And it's a very simple thing. Now, do you have other assets you want your daughter to have?
Well, yes, I have quite a few, tractor, trailers.
If you add up everything you own and subtract all of your debt, what would the difference be?
Oh, 300,000 maybe.
Okay, then you might want to do a small estate plan, and that is, instead of a beneficiary's deed, although that still can be done, then for your other equipment where title has to change hands, you're required to open up a probate. But that doesn't have to be complicated if you do all of the work now. you know, probably for less than $1,000, you can get all that done now, and you give something to your daughter and say, upon my death, contact this attorney, or do this, or give this to another attorney if he's not around, and everything will be spelled out.
Or maybe a trust. That way she doesn't blow all that loot in the first year if he kicks over next year.
Yeah, for sure, Joe, you should see David Salisbury for a consultation. He doesn't charge for initial consultations. He's a really good guy. And, and he's on our referral list. So, because if your estate's more than $100,000, I mean, really you need to do that. If all you have is one home, one piece of real estate, or just real estate, those can be done with beneficiary deeds. If you have a lot of different stuff, you're going to have to open a probate anyway, then see an attorney. And Suzanne, could you give Joe David Salisbury's number off the air? He's also on my referral list at referralist.com. Kelly would like to talk to about HOAs, and we have with us an attorney who specializes in that with they're with Altitude Community Law. David is one of the owners there. Go ahead, Kelly.
Sure am. So,
yeah,
I was just going to talk about, I had dissolved and terminated my dad's HOA probably like in 2013.
What do you mean dissolved and terminated it? Was he the developer?
No, not at all. Not at all. He was just a homeowner.
And what happened? Oh, and so the HOA was dissolved?
Yeah, I dissolved and terminated by just reading and...
How many owners?
I think there was, I want to say, 136.
And who got it dissolved?
I did.
Why? In other words, you challenged the existence of the HOA?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Why?
I thought, well, because one, you know, they just weren't doing what they should have been doing. I'm not saying all HOAs are run that way, but, you know, the common areas were like the fences.
Well, why didn't you try to improve it? Why did you have it dissolved?
Because going from door to door and speaking with each homeowner and all their horror stories about just wanting nothing to do with it, I just had come to the conclusion that I had enough to meet.
Were they collecting dues?
Yeah, they were.
All right, hold on. I want to talk to you about where that money was going and all that. Hang on.
This report is sponsored by the Epic.
Yeah, there's a process to do it in our common storage bank. You also have to have a plan where your assets go. Usually they have to be donated to a nonprofit corporation. So if they got the money or if they distributed their money to things they shouldn't have done. But you know, with the parks and stuff, who's going to take them?
Right, something downtown, northbound I-25,
Yeah.
north of Colfax. Heavy traffic, stop and go,
Not as
backed
uncommon.
up all the way to Alameda at this time.
They must not have any community stuff like a pool or tennis court or green areas. Just the right now. Landscape.
Hey, guys.
Kind of like your HOA.
You know, Pro Auto Care is a great place to have your car maintained and fixed, and that's what I do. And they put your VIN number in the system, and you become part of their family. It's really cool because they text you reminders on what you need and when you need it. You never have to give it another thought. Then in between each repair, you get free roadside assistance. Think about that. Once you're there, you're always there, and it's fun, and it's relaxing, and they take responsibility. 303-PRO-AUTO is the phone number, and the website is 303proauto.com.
Bellevue Station is a 55-block community right off Bellevue Avenue. Oh my God, is this ever going to end?
Well, it's got 2 more days of cold weather. Then it's supposed to it's just warm up and then snow again next weekend. Is it next weekend?
Next weekend also.
Are the ski areas still open?
Just moving.
Breckenridge is still open.
Like 8 bases?
8 bases.
Yeah, that one's still
What about Trail Ridge? It's probably still freaking burning.
Loveland's probably open.
I don't know. It might be. God, it probably is closed by.
The problem is rated pretty good.
They run out of employees.
All the visas expire so that their employees leave. That's why they closed Keystone and put everybody to Breckenridge.
Are they owners, common owners?
Oh,
I live in Bell Mountains.
Is Gillette still
It's ringing
alive?
pretty good. I didn't think it was.
Is Gillette still alive, the owner of Dale and Associates, or that guy? Does anyone?
Yeah, did he go to Canada?
What happened to this guy? His cherry trees were stolen?
Destroyed. It's kind of a weird story. They said it would take 2 guys and about 7 hours to destroy that many cherry trees.
Did they use a chainsaw?
They bought a bunch of
Was
property.
it just vandalism?
Yeah, but I think it was like a neighbor or something.
That really sucks.
God, did you see that spray paint on that Mercedes out front?
Are you embarrassed by yourself?
He was looking too. He liked them too.
Oh, both of them.
Yeah.
I forget, what the hell's the name of yours? I always forget. G-Wagon? G-Wagon.
G-Wagon, baby.
Pimpin'.
You know what I used to think was special? Until I went to L.A. and Beverly Hills. It was like everybody has. They look like the Volkswagens. There's so many. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I said, why does everyone want a G-Wagon? In California, you need it. I mean, come on, it's so stupid. Everybody had them. It was probably the most common vehicle I've seen. That one, as one common make and model. It was that.
Wow.
And I was making sure I wasn't just paying attention to those, so I looked for Beamers, I looked for other Mercedes, and that was distinctly the most common vehicle. So somebody put up the memo.
It's a, it's a good looking vehicle for a lot of people.
And black and white are the two
Yeah, they do have big engines too,
That AMG is what, 800 horse or something crazy.
I'd be the Ferrari off the line. I swear to God. It's a true story. Well, I mean it. He was like joking, winking, and we went. And it was automatic. I don't think the guy was a race driver, but I swear to God, he couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
And it was late at
It's
night.
just like those Teslas too. I mean, those Teslas, same thing.
What is NEC? Modified endowment contract?
They're sinking though, man. Their stock dipped to 195 at one point today.
Yeah, sure.
They can't sustain
That's not
They're starting to wonder if they can ever make a
Tom Martino here. Listen, I want to tell you about Renew Home Innovations. Finally. Listen to this one. In business since 1998, 3 main areas of innovation: the bath and shower, and then aging in place, which are walk-in tubs. Finally, a great walk-in tub contractor. Someone's not going to rip you off. Remember, like, you know who. And then they do windows. But here's what I love. They have this new material, this durable Circia. I call it Cerica material. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's from Kohler. No grout lines. You can't even see the caulking because of this patented, design that joins together the corners. They are beautiful. You can get them to look like granite or anything. Now, they have good, better, and best, which means you can get the Mac Daddy, or if you have a fix and flip, they can do that too. But they're all beautiful. It's all by Kohler. And Kohler, they have this Kohler choreographed design for a shower based on what you want, where you move, and how you move. You know, you've never thought of showers before as being ergonomic, have you? They do that especially for you. Renew Home Innovations for kitchens and baths since 1998. It's a new sponsor, and it took us a while to find someone because we had very high standards when it came to the walk-in tubs. If you listened to this show before, you know what we went through with some rip-offs on this show. And I'm happy to welcome Renew Home Innovations, 303-904-2000. Whether you want a new shower, a new bath, or whether you want a walk-in tub, it's 303-904-2000. Kelly, you dissolved the HOA because they weren't doing anything, but how much money were they collecting?
Shoot. Well,
about roughly.
Well, roughly, there was 128 houses. I think it was only $45 a quarter, but
yeah. How much money? What did you do with the money when you dissolved it?
Dispersed it evenly.
Is that what they were supposed to do, David?
Well, no, that's just how I wrote up the
no,
paperwork.
I'm just asking David.
No, there is a very specific way when you dissolve an association.
Yeah,
with the Colorado Common and Stonish Act, and then also with the Nonprofit Act, which is also a governing statute, states where the money is supposed to go to.
Trust and believe. I read enough.
But anyway, you did a good job. You got it done. How long ago did you do it?
shoot, it was probably, I think it was about 2013, but I started working on it probably about 2011.
Okay.
If you want to know the start, I could tell you just the start real quick.
What?
My dad's house was painted this atrocious yellow, and that's how he bought it. Well, he decided to repaint it, and according to the Articles of Incorporation and the bylaws, you have to keep it the same color. Well, he repainted it, and they fined him like $220, and then I wrote him a letter after I started reading things and saying, no, according to your guys' blah, 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 whatever number.
Yeah.
He did what he's supposed to. Then they sent him they retracted it, and then they sent him another bill for like 130 or something silly like that. So
well, Kelly, these stories, by the way, these stories we hear time and time and time again. Now, I will admit you went one step beyond what I ever thought, and that is you dissolve the whole damn thing. But basically, look, HOAs have a place. They really do. And I want to know more about this law. We don't have time, but I want to know more about the law that governs them. So we're going to put these guys down. They told us we could as our experts. So if you guys ever have questions, you can call us. And I specifically want to talk about the laws that govern them. But for HOAs. Thank you, David.
Thank you.
When's your next seminar? When's your next seminar, Joe?
It's going to be Thursday, right here in Centennial.
Oh,
and
good.
then also Saturday morning in North Glen.
Okay. And in Centennial, where?
At the Holiday Inn Express.
Okay, so they need to call 303-779-6200.
Right, or go to the website, becomethebanker.info.
And becomethebanker.info, you still have my video up, and that's a really good, very concise video. And make sure you understand it. As I said, people who truly understand it, they know that it's a cool, safe, conservative investment without having to be a qualified plan, which means you can manipulate it any way you want. Becomethebanker.info. So listen, we don't have time to take a call, but I want to tell you, if you call 303-MARTINO, no matter when you call, this will get you in line. And I promise you, if you leave a phone number, we will get back to you. So leave a phone number where you'll be available between 10 and 1. And then, of course, we can always email you back. But Dan says that a lot of people still call 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466, but they're not leaving a phone number. Just leave a phone number along with your address, and you'll find out that we will get back to you. You don't have to wait. You don't have to wait for me to take you or for you to get in at 303-MARTINO. Okay. That's it. Don't forget, becomethebanker.info. And then for HOA questions, you can call us or email us. We'd love to answer them along with Altitude Community Law. Save all your problems for me. We have a chiropractor.
Hey, Tom, let me get a picture of you and I.
Yes, I did. I didn't get a chance to go through it.
I know. When you get a chance.
So we know this is the issue.